Hey TF, how are you? How's everything going? Yeah, I saw it on a few I saw it on a few comments. Everybody thinks that I should be leaving YouTube, and I want to know why anybody thinks that they can tell me what I should and shouldn't do and where I shouldn't and shouldn't go. And I don't think it's their I'm a grown woman. I go where I want, I do what I want. And just because you're jealous, guys, of the interactions that I had with certain people, um, doesn't mean that I did anything wrong. And I know what I did. I know who I talked to, and I'm okay with it. So no one gets to tell me what I can and can't do. Last time I checked. And so if someone has a reasonable reason why I should leave YouTube, I've been dying to hear it. But if you don't, then shut the fuck up and leave me alone. I'm not going anywhere. I can do what I want to do. And unless someone can give me an honest to God reason on why anybody has any um, control over what I do. So you guys all just look like jealous little pricks. Correct. Because all I see is jealousy and hypocrisy and rudeness. For people that think that they can decide my fate and what I should do with my life. People try to pick what I should believe and not believe, and what I should be doing. And I want to know why it's anybody's choice but my own to make that decision. So if everybody's going to keep commenting that I should leave YouTube, unless you can have a good reason on why I should, then shut up. Because I'm doing fine. I'm in a good spot mentally. I'm doing just fine physically right now. So why is it anybody's choice to tell me what to do or what not to do? Stop. Okay, what's the title? Because I read some comments today, and people seem to think that I should be leaving YouTube, and I want to know why they think that it's their prerogative to tell me what I should and shouldn't do. That's what I'm saying. I'm crazy. Why does anybody have that choice to tell me what I can and can't do, what I should be doing, where I should be going, and what I should be doing with my life? What is that of anybody else's decision? I can't think of one. So I hear you. I hear you barking at me. I can hear you. Yeah, I can. Along with everybody else in the world. So I don't comment. I didn't comment back to it because they won't answer. They're too chicken shit to answer. But they all want to say it in the comments. But when they come in here, they don't have a reason on why. The only reason I can see is because there's jealousy. People are unhappy because I am in a good spot and doing what I want to do. And I don't know why it's anybody else's decision to tell me anything more than that. So I'm asked, that's what the title is about. If you have something to say to me, go ahead and say it. If not, then shut up. Stay out of the gosh darn comments. Like, I don't need it. I don't care about it. And you don't faze me. I'm not going anywhere. Like I said, I'm in a good place. My family's okay. You know, when I was sitting there with my dad on Christmas Eve and my mom on Christmas Eve and we're playing cards, I realized that my parents don't care. They don't care about this. They know I'm a good person. So do my kids. And that's really the only thing I care about. Anything else? You're just jealous. And jealousy makes drop the light. People ugly. You become an ugly person when you become jealous of others. And it's ridiculous. So my answer is, why should I leave? If someone can give me a good enough reason on why I should leave YouTube, then tell me. But if not, leave me alone, guys. I'm over here minding my own business, doing my own thing. I'm not bugging anybody, not doing anything. And everybody wants to sit there and tell me what to do. I want to know why. And why it becomes their decision on what I do and what I don't do. Jealousy is going to hate. Well, keep on trucking. That's exactly it. I am not going to give them the answers that they want, and they can keep right on asking, but they're never going to get them. And I don't care. Ginger, stop. Stop. What? So that is why the title is what it is, because I saw it on a comment, and I think, what is the point in the comment? What is the point in them saying something that doesn't need to be said? I'm not going anywhere, and you're just trying to get a rise out of me. It's not working, because you every time you guys say leave, it makes me stay longer. So that's why I had the title as what it is. I want to know why it's anybody's job to tell me where I should and shouldn't go, or what I should do. Ginger. Hey. Hello.
Hello. Listen,
Hi.
I wouldn't worry about it because you have just as much right to be here as anybody else, and who the fuck are they to say otherwise? They're irrelevant, dumbass fucktards. That's simple. That's all. They're nobodies. I wouldn't allow
Well,
them to do
that's
that
why
shit.
I'm giving them the opportunity, if they want to, they want to say it in all these other places, or they want to say, to other people, but they don't want to come to me. They want to say it to other people. Why? They say that I put myself in this position. How did I put myself in this position?
Because they have no balls. They're not going to come over here because they're um pussycats. I'll say it like that. So they're not going to come over here, of course. They want to talk their shit and be keyboard warriors, and they can't come and face you. Like, if they don't like you, stay away from you. That's, I don't, the ones I don't like, I
Thank
stay
you,
away from.
Pepper Print.
But yeah, they're irrelevant. I wouldn't even worry
Yeah,
about their
no,
stuff.
that's why I don't even know who the comment person that's commented on it, but it was an old one. But I thought about like 3 weeks ago or something like that, because it came up, and I went, why do people think that it's okay to comment, and but they want to comment, which is great, and I say
Hmm.
comment in the comment section, but I'm not going to answer if someone wants me to leave YouTube. That's not going to happen.
Hmm. Hmm. Was it in your comment section?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm
It's,
like, what? And it was a couple weeks ago, and so I just saw it because it came up, and so I thought, this is an interesting topic. Why should Megan leave YouTube? Because people have this opinion that I should just leave, but I'm like, why should I? I'm having fun. I'm doing what I like to do, and I'm not doing anything wrong to hurt anybody. So what is the malfunction of me being here?
hmm. Well, it's their issue, not yours. That's the first thing you need to realize. It's not your issue, it's theirs.
Thank you
Remember,
very, very, very much, Leopard Print. Thank you very, very much.
And like Art said, Miss G wouldn't have any content without you, and that's a fact. Yep.
Yeah, because if and when I do decide to go away, if I ever, I will be privatizing everything. So,
Hmm.
um, and that could be tomorrow. That could be a year from now. That could be 7 years from now. I'm choosing to stay where I want to stay, and I'm choosing to do what I want to do, and that's really nobody else's decision but my own. So,
Hmm.
what is the point in commenting? And I hear it all the time that I should leave YouTube because I put myself in this position. Why? Because they're jealous. Because I am in Truckee, and I could, if I wanted to, ask questions, but I choose not to. You guys, that's your choice to not do it. So I
Hmm.
could say the same thing to them. Why why are you in my comment section and not in Truckee?
Exactly. Exactly. And the thing is, Art's right, and that's they just try to keep you riled up, and that's the thing. They bait you every time. They bait you.
Well,
Stop
that's why I'm
leaving,
not riled up. That's why I'm
yeah,
not riled up.
I'm glad. I'm
No,
glad.
I'm actually very like I did. Like I said, it's an older comment, but I thought this is, I hear it everywhere, and I never really addressed it except for when I am heated and when I'm in a situation where someone says I put myself here and done all these things to it. I'm doing just fine on my own. I'm not. I don't go to those channels and I don't comment in their sections. I don't. I don't feed into the BS. And lots of people have come to my side saying they're sorry for everything they've done.
Yes,
So,
and you've addressed all that. You know that yes, of course you put yourself in, you inserted yourself. So are they. So is the other content
yeah,
creators that's covering the case. They're inserting their self. So, okay, okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, no, it's just a simple question because I'm just curious.
Well, you should be on YouTube, and you did. It's not you, Rub, you Rube. It's YouTube. You're you have the letter off, and you put you Rube.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
guess I should probably go fix.
Oh God, and she goes that quick. I swear I can't with her. But yeah, she has every right to be here, don't you all think? I sure think so. Who the hell are they to tell her not to be? They're mad that you made friends. According to them, no one should support you. Right. And I have an issue with that because I go where I want. I like who I want. Liver didn't notice. Yeah. I just happened to look down and see it. I didn't notice it at first either. Oh, Megan. I should have actually put it in back chat instead of announcing it, but yeah, they're hangry, all right. Or you know what they're hangry for, but I won't go there.
Otherwise, that'll be clipped all the way till Wednesday that I
I
spelled
know.
you rub wrong.
Well, I I should. That's what I said. I should have put it in back chat. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, at least you didn't put YouTube. Didn't
You
put
lube.
ULube. It was right next to the L and the R. But
Hmm. Motherfucker, she hit the button, the wrong button again. I think Megan likes playing hide and seek. That's what she likes. She likes leaving her panel guest up here all alone, scared of the dark. Oh,
you were scared of
she's
the
back.
dark.
Yeah, I said you always try to leave me alone, and I'm all scared of the dark and shit.
No, I'm not trying to leave you alone. I hit the wrong button, and then
Of
I had to go
course.
back out and then go back in to hear you.
Uh,
I figured, I figured you'd want to be heard.
oh, always. Therapist be crazy in the house. I don't come up here and just speak out my ass. I want my shit to be heard. I seen something. What is it? Let's see. Let me look because I said this.
And so my question was, what, like, I was wondering if people would have enough guts to come in here and tell me why I should leave YouTube. I don't look
You
at my
didn't use
keyboard most of the time. No, I just hit the road. I'm just it's typos.
every time I back out, which I don't back out, I just hit my main screen, it you can't hear me. But I saved this. It says, to my haters, everyone watching my life, is the volume turned up okay, or do you need it up louder? And that just suits you because that's what how they clip you. That's perfect for you. I saved it and forgot to send it to you.
I will put that in my comment section.
Yes, yes, in your community tab place.
Yeah,
Exactly. Because that fits you
that's what I meant.
perfect. And they need to comment, like, let us know, please. We're here to serve you all. Does the volume need up louder
Well,
or what? Please
you
let us
know,
know.
and I have to say, I was on a different live about a half hour ago, and they were talking about praying or something to that extent, and I went, I don't even know, or I was listening to music or something. I was somewhere, and I went,
Mhm.
even hearing like because of Army for Jesus, that's even had hi Bay or hi Crab and Crochet. That's even more frustrating because they want me they say that I don't know who I am as a person and in my faith, and it's like who is it anybody else's decision to tell me what my faith is or what is not. Who is it? And it like why do people think that they get to tell me what to do?
There's too many judgmental people on these streets, and the thing is, we don't. The judge is not on the streets. That's not who the judge, is supposed to judge you. It's the good Lord above. If you believe, that's who. That's your only judge. These
Yeah.
people don't matter, and that's a fact.
Well, that's exactly what I was saying. During this Christmas season and during everything else, it's been great for me. I've been having a great time. Everything's been good, and my kids, yes, they got sick, but we still spend time together when we can. And my daughter is still sick, so I haven't seen my daughter yet, but I got to spend it with my mom and my dad and my brother and my mom and my dad and my son and me. And so therefore that's all that matters to me. And my daughter was homesick in bed. And the rest of us were not my aunt wasn't feeling it. But anyway, the point is that those are the people that matter. No one else does. And so therefore that's not anything that someone else should get me to change anything. I'm me,
Hmm.
I'm staying me, and I don't care what anybody says.
Hmm. No, I support that.
Ridiculous. Yeah, she can't
Yeah,
even say ridiculous, right?
it's ridiculous. Yes.
How dare they? How rude.
Oh, we're going to work on our volume. We're going to put out a post, Judy, and make sure our that we are turned up loud enough for the haters to hear because we want to be loud and proud and we want to be heard. So please let us know if the volume needs to be turned up, people.
Yeah, because I can turn it up for you. So I'll get a speaker and I'll get a microphone and I'll yell it into the speakerphone if you want. Um, just yell it into the speaker in the phone or whatever you want. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here until I decide to leave. So anybody that wants to give me a hard time or say something rude or do something else, at the end of the day, I know that I'm a good person. At the end of the day, I know I've done nothing wrong. At the end of the day, I came onto YouTube to help finding missing child, and I decided to stay. You know what? That's my choice, and that's my choice only, and no one else is going to give that. I'm not giving anybody else that choice to tell me to go or come. That's not
And
how
it
it
makes
works
you
around here.
stronger and it makes you keep going, harder. So it makes you just succeed more. So the more hate you receive, the better off you are. Like, let them keep doing that because it makes you stronger. I feel like you came a
And
long
I
way,
think,
like I said.
and they love my titles, and so I was gonna just start saying untitled 1, 2, 3, 4 until like the 972, but um you know, they want me descriptions and they want titles. Okay, I'll give it to them. You may not like it because I'll put your name in the description if we talk about you in here. I mean,
Mhm.
like you said, I can go harder on you. I can make some choices too. Like I
Yes,
heard
if they
something today
want
that
your attention, we over here we would be pleased to give you attention if that's what you're asking for. If you're thirsty for a drink, we'll give you a drink. Just let us know. Hi,
I
Judy.
think I think why they want the names different is they want to be able to find their clips easier.
Of
Megs,
course.
Megs, Megs, I'm okay. You're okay. Yep.
Of course, that's what they want to make it easy. Of course, they don't listen. They can't sleuth or make anything. They can't do real work. They just want to do the easy clipping. Whatever's easy for them works for them. Hell, they ain't gonna do no work. They can't even sleuth. So of course they want it to be easy for them.
Beth, I'm not going anywhere. The reason of the title is because I was reading comments, and about 3 weeks ago, and I get it often when I read the comments. they want me to leave, and I say, why should I leave? Why do I have to go anywhere? Like, that's just ridiculous. And ridiculous, I can't even say it the way she says it, and
Hmm.
she says other things that are completely wrong.
Oh, let
I
me.
don't.
That reminds me, Miss G. Will you please play a video of an earlier time when I said ridiculous, so I can you changed the way I said it. Can you please play that video so I can listen to it and know how to say it properly for you? Please, thank you.
I mean, they all act all cool. They all act all like they're hip and everything else. I'm old. I'm far from hip. I don't know all these little like things that they say, but I know how to say ridiculous, and you don't say it right either, Miss G. So I don't know what you're ridiculous or whatever. I don't know what she tries to say, but I'm not
And it
going
was just
anywhere.
a
I'm
little slur, just a pick, and it was a funny little thing. That's all. It didn't, it wasn't no big deal. I just think it's funny, and I would like to know how I used to say it so I can start saying it like that again, please, and thank you.
It's amazing how they do that to you when you say something, then you can't say it the same way twice.
Right, right.
You're like, I knew that that's how I was supposed to say it. But when
Hmm.
they when someone else tells you how to say it, you go, oh, now you've changed it. I'll never hear it the same. Now I've changed my even way of thinking about it.
Right. TF Meg, these fools have no idea what we can sleuth or already know and who we know. Try us. That's right. Boom. Mic drop.
Well, and it's like a lot of people don't understand. I don't look up people, and I don't want anybody. I've not gone real life on anybody. People think that I have like these people that are doing things on my command or whatever. I don't have that power. No one has that power. So you guys are all that dumb to think that someone has that power that I'm this big old person that came here to do all these things. It's just hi sunflower. It's utterly ridiculous and dumb.
You're a
And
powerful woman. Didn't you know that, Megs? You have control over a lot of things in Truckee. You're fucking powerful.
I'd like to know. That's my question. If I'm so powerful, why don't I get things? Like why do I not get free coffee?
Right.
Why do I have to pay for everything? Why do I have to why can't I have free rent? Why can't I have all these things? If I'm so powerful, you would think that that's what they would tell me I could do. But I'm
The
not.
silliness, the silliness of that comment it makes me giggle. I can't help it. It's
That's
insane.
well. That's why it was just one of those things that I read, and I very rarely read the comments, and I try to like look at the newer ones and everything. Oh, the reason why I read them is because someone said my comments. Um, yeah, I control 25 states. Someone said that some of my comments are disappearing. Well, what I think that is that you have to write them. They once you type them, they go under newest. So you have to go to the
Right.
other side, and
Right.
it comes up there sometimes.
Hmm.
But anyway, that's why I was reading comments. I was like, other comment? Am I not seeing other comments? So I was looking around and saw one that I put myself in this position and that I should leave YouTube because I was like, same shit, different day. And I went, but that was the title of that live. And I went, it does feel like Groundhog Day. It does sometimes feel like, it's the same old bullshit every day. But it's my choice to say, not anybody else's.
Hmm.
Hi, Miss Judy.
Hey,
Let me go back up.
Oh, and she left us in the dark again. Damn.
she does it all the time.
Good grief.
Every time she talks to me, she's got to disappear and come back out.
Hello.
Right. Well, oh Lord. Megan, get your shit together, please. Can you hear
Hello.
us now? Can you hear
I
us
can
now?
hear you. Judy, talk.
Talk.
You're not very loud, Judy. I don't. Oh, let me try this. Okay, go ahead.
You can turn her up.
Talk.
I can turn her up. I try that.
Click,
She's
click.
maxed out volume.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Go ahead and turn me up.
Turn her on, turn her up. Yes. And it's not her. I think she just needs to work. She can control if you uncheck that box where it's automatic control and then set your turn it up a little bit. I had to do that when I was live the other day with somebody. Foxy, I think I had to turn her up. And I had to turn LFT down because she spoke so loud. Good grief. She was loud.
She loves dipping in and out. Yep, you're right. I do. Thank you very, very much again, Leopard Print. I was just in the middle of a rant right then and there, so I didn't want to because I'm not going anywhere, but I think that people want me to go somewhere and they're not going to get me to go anywhere. So that's my whole answer to all that. So what's going on with you, Miss Judy?
Oh, just fine. I'm just um I was just taking a little nap and woke up and thought, oh hell, mm, taking too many naps. So
Read Beth. Well, I sat back for months, just quiet and cheered you on, and now it's to the point. Like, their people are so jealous. It's pathetic and ridiculous. Look, rock. Let's see. Look, rock on and fuck them. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep. I agree with that comment. I swear, Megs. She needs to get her fingers off the buttons.
ooh,
Megan, she just dropped again. Megan, your camera's on, but
There.
stop touching buttons.
No, it's because I couldn't hear you that well, so I had to go back out and come back in. It's just being weird because I don't know why. It's just being weird.
Yeah.
But you're 100% right, Beth, and I'm not going anywhere. And that's the whole point of this is that's why I said it the way I did is and put a title on it, and so that they can look back and say, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not
Right.
leaving. Good luck and have a nice day. You don't
And I'm
have to
sure,
watch me.
right. And I'm sure she appreciates your support too, Beth, as well.
Yes, I do.
Mhm.
Thank you very, very much, Beth.
See,
I
that's the
just think
thing.
that
When people come over here and listen and actually get to know Megs, your opinion changes. And if it don't, that's okay too. But just, I feel like everybody deserves a chance. Everybody. Um, and Megan is the same. She's human. She deserves a chance. You don't like her, then move along. But you don't have to be rude and leave ugly comments or come in here and run your mouth or dick lickers or whatever. Like, keep your mouth shut if you don't have anything nice to say. Right? Right.
yeah,
Yeah. TF said, damn it, Megs.
yep. Nope, they can keep right on wishing.
Hmm. And when you have all the negativity, it does make you stronger. Like, to me, it does. Like, you're unbreakable and they try to break you and they fail at it. So it just makes you stronger. So continue on. Carry on because you're irrelevant bitches. That's all.
Well, it just makes yeah, haters. You're stuck with Meg 24/7 in your head. They are. Well, I think that my biggest thing was is that like people are trying to say that I'm this horrible person, that the devil and everything else, and I'm like, you don't know me. You don't have any. You think because you see something on paper that you know me, or well, first of all, half of the stuff that you have seen on paper is a lie, and because none of what has been true has been said, so therefore everything's a lie anyway. But it doesn't even matter why I am the way I am. I'm me, and I can do what I want to do. And I was on a different platform months before, and I left. Now I came to this platform. I like this platform until I choose to leave again. I
Mhm.
I've gotten stronger. I've gotten healthier. I've gotten better. They say self awareness. I have none. I have more self awareness than you ever know about me because I constantly overthink everything and I think everything 10,000 times over.
Sunflower. It's funny the cop told Satan to get off the internet when she called them. She didn't like that, yet she tells you to get off.
Yeah.
Go figure. And yes, and the thing is, and this, you all may not like what I'm getting ready to say, but even Army for the Devil, she deserves to be here. The people that like her, watch her. The people that don't, stay away from her. Um, I don't agree with the hate and shit that she's spewing out of her hateful ass, ugly ass soul, but it is what it is. I choose not to watch her because of it. And I do think there is an issue with people when they come on this platform and harass and bully people. I don't think they should necessarily be here, to be honest. I don't. So maybe I'm wrong when I made that statement. Let me retract that because if you bully, harass, you try to come up here and slander somebody, you don't deserve to be on here. Yeah. Meg's living rent free in their heads. You need a good cleaner to clean the head out. Meg's available to hire. That's a good one.
and
Yep.
I anyway, my whole my reasoning is because I get to do what I want to do, and no one is going to tell me what to do. No one tells me where to go. No one tells me what to do in my life. If you ask anybody, like I always stand up for the underdog, and I'm always there. I don't go out looking for a fight, but if something's wrong, I try to make the best out of the situation. That is something I am a fixer. I want things to go right, and I wanted things to end differently for Kylie. They didn't, and I had to move on. Now that's and you know I could go into that further, but I'm not going to. But
Mhm.
because I've been thinking a lot about it actually, and why I changed the way I did because people keep saying that. Well, when you push someone to a point where they don't feel comfortable answering because you're going in their life, I think anybody would stop. But if you're because you guys don't because I'm 2,000 miles away, 5,000 miles away, whatever, 100 on the other side of the pond or whatever, I am here. I live here. This is my life. Not you when you don't have to deal with when you go to the grocery store, when you do all those things, you don't have to deal with this. I have a life and I have to live it here. And I'm not and if someone's saying something about someone in my town that I look up to, I am not going to say anything about that person. Just not. So when someone asks me to and I say no, and then they wonder why I changed, go look at the person that asked me and what made it when someone pushes you too far and I say no, I'm done from that point on, there is a reason. And I changed that day. You're absolutely right because I know I've done nothing wrong. Just
But
like
that's we're allowed to change our mind, you all. That's the thing. Just like a while ago, I just used me as a perfect example. I said everybody and anybody deserves to be on this platform, even Army for the Devil. I had to retract that statement because I misspoke because actually I don't agree with that because she does bully and stuff. So I misspoke. No, you can change your mind. That's okay. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, and I think that like she's leading people like she's very concerned about the way I feel about Jesus. I wouldn't I wouldn't ask her for any advice at all ever if she believes half the stuff that comes out of her mouth. So that's never going to happen. Second, you don't get to tell people how their faith is. Like that is not okay. And anybody that tries to make someone doubt themselves is a horrible person. And that's all she likes to do is make other people doubt themselves. She likes other people to and it chased the carrot with her. Everything that she has asked of my daughter, everything she's asked of me when right on early on, I nicely went and said everything. Okay, here it is. My daughter emailed her and everything else. She has been relentless ever since. She is never going to solve anything. What is she going to find when she finds out I'm not related to anybody? Because that's what's coming. Then what is she going to have? Absolutely nothing, lady. You have not even hit the nail close to the head because I have nothing to do with Kylie.
It's a
I have nothing to do
cobweb.
with.
It's a cobweb mess. That's all. Like shit keeps getting added to it that's fuckery, that's false information. And I have an issue myself with, true crime creator, especially putting out false information. I think that's bullshit because it can hinder a case. I don't care what anybody says. So I disagree with her saying that that's not her job to put out facts. Bullshit, lady. That's insane.
And no one and you're never going to have any help on another case in the future because everybody knows that you're an arrogant little piece of nothing that lies. Like
Hmm.
all she does is lie and put Jesus in front of it, and that's even sicker. That's even worse because and then maybe it's because it's the holiday season and Jesus' birthday and all that kind of stuff. That someone relying on her information as from a God forsaking woman, she's a horrible woman. She is not
Hmm.
good. She is not. She's 100% a sinner. She is 100% a dirty person because I know I've done nothing wrong. I know I have two kids. I know that I tell the truth on everything because I'm a horrible liar. So, therefore, it's not possible for any of her information to be even remotely true. So, why does anybody care? No, so
Well,
no,
like
they're
Kia
just,
said, Cole is your married name, so any Cole that she finds is not related to you. Duh.
yeah.
Right. Yep.
and she keeps trying to find these people, and I'm like, you have no idea what is going on behind the scenes. You have no idea who's contacted who. You have no idea what's happening. So when you do find yourself on the other side of a lawsuit, I will sit back and say, I told you so. And
Hmm.
that's not going to be on me. That's not going to be on me doing anything, because you're going to sink yourself.
Right. Was
She
way too
swears
much
you're still
hate.
living with your husband. She thinks I'm still living with my husband. Okay.
Poor boy. Was way too much hate and anger out there in the YouTube world over Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Sad. I agree. That's why I ended up doing a live and I done games and it was Christmas Day, wasn't? Yeah, Christmas Day. I done games and we just had a chit chat. It was actually a chill live, wasn't it, Megs?
We had a great time, and I didn't say too much. I was very
Hmm.
quiet, as much as I could be on her live.
And I let all mods know that if anybody comes in here talking shit or anything towards Megs, give them a chance, give them a warning, and hide their comment. If they continue it, block them from the channel. I don't care. And I made that clear, didn't I, Megs?
She did.
Hmm.
Because thank you very much for doing that, but you shouldn't have to do that. And because each individual channel, just because they don't like me, shouldn't not be able to go somewhere else.
They can
However,
respect my house, though. They can respect
that's
if
what I was gonna say.
they come over to
If they
me,
don't
they're going to fucking respect me.
if they come in and they're coming to your channel to see you and your panelists or whatever. They're not coming
Hmm.
to your channel to see me. So um Megs, they threatened to tell your dad like elementary school weirdos. Yeah, like what's my dad gonna say? What, my dad has no
This is
power over me. He can tell me
this
to
is
get off
get
YouTube.
this is
I don't
get
have to
tickety.
listen to him.
Hmm.
I pay my own cell phone bills. I pay my own bills. That I don't have any. My father can give me his advice, but that sure as hell doesn't mean I'm going to take it, just like anybody else's. So telling
Right.
me that you think by someone going to my father and telling him all about my YouTube channel, please go ahead. I'll tell him
Hmm.
everything that you guys have done on the other side, and I might have to hear about it because I put my. He'll be like, well, why did you put our family out there? He might be mad about that, but he's not gonna. He'll feel sorry for everything else I've been through, because I will damn well call everybody else and say this is the bad side, but this is the good side, and these are my friends, and this is what I've
Well,
learned.
the thing
And
is you was actually trying to help in the beginning.
yep,
That was your became your downfall. Is what's sad. Is in the
Yes,
beginning you
damn it.
inserted yourself trying to help, and that just it blows my fucking mind. Crazy.
well, it's amazing to me how people think that anybody's ever going to come forward on YouTube again like I did, or anybody else will, because look what happens to people. They get treated like shit. They get told to go kill themselves. They get told that they're suicide that they're doing wellness checks. They're doing backgrounds. They're doing all these things. Anybody that says nobody on YouTube hasn't gone real life, they're lying. They're lying in some way, shape, or form. They've looked you up. They know your name. They know where you live. If they really want to, they find out about you. They don't have to tell you. And let me just say this too: just because it's not on a background report doesn't mean it didn't happen. It means you haven't been caught, or you haven't. It hasn't shown up yet, or it's not there because, like I said, you have not been caught. So doing background checks on people, that really does nothing in the true crime community, because anything that's on a background check is only what is shown, what you've been accused of, what you've done, what someone has when someone has done something. But it doesn't show all the people that got off, doesn't show all the people that got us, like they look back and they go, it looks like a traffic infraction. That's it. They don't go into detail over anything else.
Mhm.
There's nothing
You can
I have in
sleuth
my
and find
past.
out from that when you find something. That's what I've done, not with YouTubers, with just handling like true crime cases or whatever. Because I don't sleuth YouTubers. I don't believe in that. That's just my rules. That's for myself, to each their own. I don't believe in it. Um, I do believe in sleuthing in cases, but behind the scenes, because I could be wrong on who I'm pulling up, and then somebody could get attacked, like I've always preached. There, shit, you can't do that. And
Backgrounds can be swiped or wiped also. Yeah, it's wiped also. Yeah, they can, or wiped. Yeah, they can. That's what I'm saying. Just it does. There's so many other, and it could be because you're part of the government. You're part of doing this. You're part of this. You're part of this. Someone may have, and you can't look at some people because they add to it, or they like for IBMs and stuff like that. They add to it. Someone like you, there are millions and millions. Like one of my comedians that I watch, his son was able to add to his IBM or whatever, or IMB or whatever, and they were adding all of it. He had extra sons. He had all these like different thousands of things, and they were all named Jacob, but one was named something else or whatever, just to play a joke on his dad. So you can't. Nothing that's on the internet is always true. So even if you look it up and you go, "Oh, this is the information that I found," it's not even truthful. It's
Where'd you
not.
find it from? That's the question. Where did you find it from?
Mhm.
Free background checks are like Expedia, exactly, Megan. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like you could, they're just there to you could have 10 different aliases under one name, and one of the names like is you, but the rest of them are not you. Like and people anyway. The whole point is people can't tell me where to go. People can't tell me who my friends are. People can't tell me what lives I can't go
Hello?
to unless it's the creator. Then I'll respect that. But anybody else, because I also thought about this when Miss G came up to talk to Judy,
Hello?
and I got
Oh,
in her, and I apparently she thinks I was rude to her because I interrupted. This is my panel. This is my channel. Judy is here, yes, but
I
I'm
just
gonna
wanted to make sure you could hear me. That's all.
yes, I can hear you. And there's no reason why you need to come up and question Judy to try to tell me something. That's not how it works. Judy is not the person that is going to tell me what I should or should not believe. So when you're trying to come up and try to put me and Judy against each other, that's not going to work because Judy's never going to tell me you have to believe me. You have to believe in this. You have to believe in this. You have to believe in this. You have to say this. You have to tell this. That she can try, but it's never going to work because I am my own person and I do what I want to do. And anybody that and when you come on my panel, you're in my house. If Judy wants to go to her panel and have a conversation, then she can absolutely do that. That's completely up to Judy. But I don't have to give you the time of day, Miss G, to come on my panel when I reluctantly had you stay all day when people told me I should let you go, I should have blocked you from day one. You had no channel and you were upset because you thought I had something to do with it. I don't have anything to do with it. Hi, 179. I don't know who that is. Gregory.
No idea. Hello,
Gregory,
hello.
the cameraman.
Anyway, there's no one that tells me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. So if someone has a problem with me
Well,
being
the
on YouTube,
scary part with Megan is if you tell her not to do something, she's probably going to do it.
Right.
So that's the
well,
way
Norca,
Megan swings here.
Well, welcome in, Gregory.
and you can tell me what to do all day long, like, and I will take it into a consideration. But at the end of the day, I am a grown ass woman, and I do what I want to do. I've been single slash married my whole life, pretty much, because I got married at
Mhm.
2 years old, and I got and then I was living at home until 18. So either in high school or married or in college. That's all I ever did. So really, I've been single 95% of my life, even with a husband. and I don't, and so I'm very independent. I do what I want to do and I go where I want to go. I don't listen to anybody. No one tells me, like, if someone tells me to be home at 2 o'clock, probably not going to happen. I'll come home when I want to. I've earned that right. Just like I've earned my right to stay where I want to stay. And right now, I'm staying on YouTube. And anybody has a problem with that, that's your problem, not mine.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, you've grown. In my opinion, I think you've come a long way. I really have. I'm proud of you.
No, that's an understatement.
See? And
No,
and
you
I've
got
been
knocked
with
up at
you.
13. Yep, that's it. I got knocked up at 13. I heard the other day, someone told me the other day that I got, that now I guess it is going around that I have given kids up for adoption.
Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief. I
Then
just
they
wish.
wouldn't have the name Cole, you people.
Well, I just wish for once they would put out something that's actually true, that's not lies and bullshit, to be honest.
Well, somebody said on a channel that because I spoke about adoption, we were covering something up.
Oh, I was here. Yeah, I know what one you're talking about. That's what made them think that.
Because I spoke my personal opinion on adoption,
Hmm.
that that I was trying to cover up for something.
Wow.
I don't think so. I was being very open-hearted that I adopted and
Right.
saying
I
it.
remember that conversation, and that's what she got out of that conversation is that Meg's put kids up for adoption out of your story. What the
Right,
fuck?
that I was trying to cover. But here's the other thing. Someone else even came put two and two together and got three, and even questioned whether I adopted one of Megan's children. Just for the world to know, I did not.
Oh,
I know who the mother of my child is.
man.
I know who the father of my adopted child is.
Is it
I'm
Megan
not going
Cole?
to dox that because that's my child's personal information.
Hmm.
But I will guarantee you, if I'm called in a court of law to clarify that, I'm going to wipe the floor with you. So just take it in consideration. Save yourself the legal fees.
How embarrassing to always spew out all the bullshit that they spew out. Like that. Oh my God. I'd be embarrassed if it's just insane. She
The
hasn't
mother of
got
my
any help.
child was stationed in Germany when we were stationed there. So I don't believe Megan's ever been to Germany.
Nope.
Not this year. I'm joking.
Right.
I'm
And
joking. I'm
I did
joking.
not
Although in my
have.
private jet, in my private jet that I travel all over the world because I
From one of
have,
your properties. Yeah.
yeah, to visit all my properties, to visit all my housing, to visit all my children, to visit everything else. It's you know
How'd you get?
I,
If you did all that if you did all that, how'd you do all that flying while you were so pregnant?
yeah. Well, and why haven't I done it in a year? I mean, let's be honest. I thought about this too. My fake personality on YouTube that these all people think, I'm like, she sounds much more fun than I am.
See, and the thing is, the Megan you see on panel is the Megan you get when you talk to her behind the scenes as well. Just so you know, she's the same Megan. She's not fake. Like she is what she is. She acts the same. I've talked to her plenty behind the scenes on video chat, on call, everything. She acts the same. Megan's Megan.
Hell, I've even asked me crazy medical problems that she's
I
come
will
in.
never forget coming on a video chat. These two bitches is like, we need your help. As soon as I click accept, when they called me, I was like, what the hell? I seen a titty in my face.
Yeah, the reason just because I have a mark on my tummy and I was showing it and
Yeah,
it looked like a real little road mark and I went, that's not,
yeah,
I was holding my boob up, but yes, it did look like so crazy mama, like I said, has seen every part of
yes,
me.
yes.
and and,
Yeah.
and I asked
I
her
get
for
it all. I
questions.
get it all, bitches. I get it all.
And so when you ask me if I have tattoos, I don't, like you said, I don't hide anything.
Yeah.
I really truly do not hide
Hell
anything.
no. She doesn't hide anything behind the scenes. None. Like you're lucky that she hides it on here and
Why
she
does
hides
it matter? I got a question. Why
it. Mhm.
question if you have a tattoo? Number one, here's the question. If you did, what year did you get it in? It could, because if they ask if you have a tattoo as identifying mark and you got that tattoo yesterday, um,
Megan's naked. Her body's naked from tattoos.
that's not really an identifying mark because it's new. It's only identifying mark now.
Well, no, what
Um,
they were saying, why this tattoo thing came up is because someone,
I know that
I
lady said
believe
that to
this
me
was
too.
Squirrels, decided that I was standing at a, no, no, I don't think it was Squirrels. Maybe not. I don't know. Can't even come straight now. Might have been Army. And she thought that I have a tattoo on the back of my thigh or my
Mhm.
calf. And I went,
Mhm.
and then yes, it's in one of her shorts. And I went, I don't have any tattoos. And they said, I don't believe you. And I went, how? Why? Why would I have? Like I said,
Mhm.
at some point in time, I'm like, I'm going to give up. I'm going
From
to
now
say I'm not
on,
going.
just come here, you all, and ask therapist crazy because I have seen her entire body. She has no tattoos. Believe me on that. I don't need to look again.
She doesn't need. She does not need a recap. I mean, the
Right,
fact that I mean, the only thing that Crazy Mama hasn't done is do a drug search on me. Let's put it that
right,
way.
right.
Like, and that or a strip. But I
I mean,
told
don't
her.
make me fly there and do that because I guess I could if I have to.
And I would, like, I'm so tired of chasing the carrot with all of you people, and everybody wonders why I get so upset or frustrated because I can't win. Like, I never
Right.
get thank you for answering that question. It's always, well, you answered this question, but you won't answer this question. Why should I have to answer every question you guys have? Why?
They
It's
don't
not
have
your
a right to
responsibility.
the answers.
Hi, Brandy.
Hmm.
I
What
don't know
does
who
it
you are.
have anything to do with what that person is working on?
Hmm.
If
Right.
Well,
they say,
exactly.
if they say the Megan that's had 30 children has a calf on the tattoo in the back of her calf, I guess for just to straighten it up quick, all she has to do is show both sides of her calf. I mean,
She
both legs
did.
on her calf.
She
That would
turned her
solve it.
camera on. She
But
turned
it's
her
not
camera
that
on.
easy because if you do that, then they want more proof of something else.
Right. And do you remember that live Megan did that and showed her leg? And here's the issue I have, okay? It is not Megan's responsibility to correct their lies. It's not Megan's, it's their responsibility to prove their facts. Not their, I mean, they're in the wrong. It's not Megan's place for that.
Well,
Prove
maybe
it.
no wait. Maybe they went down a rabbit hole and found out that Megan Cole has a tattoo in the back of her calf. That's
Hmm.
fine. But do you
Hmm.
have the right Megan Cole?
Well, and when Megan Cole comes on the video and shows like she did, I think she was in her kitchen and shows there's no fucking tattoo, then shut the fuck up about it. Simple.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's what
just,
I mean. But it opens up a conversation where they feel as if they have the right, or she will
kind of.
prove that they are wrong about this, and this. There is a line that has to be drawn. Anybody, even Megan, will say, you know what, I'm done answering questions because it's fruitless.
Give them an inch, they'll take a mile. That saying. That's perfect for
Right,
this, yeah, situation
right.
because that's what happens. And
And
it's
exactly, if they ask a question, if I answer it not their way that they want it asked or answered, then it's automatically wrong
hmm
The
just
other
because it
thing
didn't
is,
fit them.
I want to bring up just for a quick minute when Megan first started her channel,
hmm
she had as the OGs some people that stayed with her.
uh-huh,
These OGs were sleuthers.
hmm
These OGs were very good at what they did.
hmm
And they might have just stayed with her because, oh, we'll just say they felt sorry for her.
hmm
But if you think that these sleuthers did not look up her and check her out for themselves, you're highly mistaken.
like I said, I have a notebook on Megan Cole. I'm not lying when I say that. I sleuthed the hell out of Megan in the beginning. I'll say it. Megan knows that. I
Yep.
don't have anything to hide. Um, I found out that it's just bullshit. Megan's Megan, and I came over here because I take up for the underdog in most cases. And I seen all the hate, even when I didn't agree with Megan in a live. I was getting on to people in that chat because I didn't agree with them attacking Megan, even though I didn't like her at the time because I didn't know her. Things has changed. I got to know Megan. I sleuthed her, like you said, Judy, and that's why I'm here. That's
Well, and
There
this
you
exactly
is the
why.
go.
perfect. This is the perfect segue. Crazy's heard every single thing that I've ever said in one way or
Hmm.
another. If
Hmm.
anything that I knew anything more at this point from the people that knew me from day one, they would have seen they would have had the aha moment. They would have had it,
Hmm.
not you. Like
But
Absolutely.
listen, but here it is. You're the type of person that when you get frustrated enough,
Hmm.
whether it's you're breaking down on a phone call or this and that, you would have said to Crazy, why don't these fools check on this? Then they'd have something to look at.
that's my exact point.
And you never said that because you don't know.
We've been on
And
several group video chats with her when she was getting bullied and picked on, and she was in tears crying like what to do and needing to calm down. So she reached out to the OGs, and we've been on calls with her flipping the fuck out, you all. And she didn't
Oh,
slip and
where I'm
say,
throwing things.
yes, and she didn't slip and say things that was like, huh, what was that? You know what I mean? Because you're damn right. You're damn right. Because I'm not gonna
Yeah.
stand by somebody that's
Well,
doing
and I
bad shit.
and just because, and let me just say this: if that's what I was saying, if I did say something, they have every right to say I know more
Hmm.
that Megan hasn't said. They all say the same thing. Megan
I
doesn't
wouldn't
know anymore.
protect, yes, and I would not. And I know it's just words, and words is just words. I get it, but I would not protect Megan if I thought she was involved in anything to do with Kylie Rodney's. You
I
know,
don't
That's what I
think
would, and that's my exact point. Neither would I. Like I would,
there's
like that's what I'm saying.
the
If someone,
handful of us that seem to be talking right now, including myself, that had you had slipped or discovered, not so you slipped, you discovered something that you didn't realize you knew. We'll put it that way.
hmm,
Something clicked in your mind where two and two came to four.
yep,
And I can tell you right now, all of the ladies right now talking to her would have told her, including myself, you need to make this right.
hmm,
You
absolutely,
need you need to report this to Ellie. You need to blah 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 blah.
hmm,
Because none of us are going to cover for, how do you say it? I don't want to get it going. None of us that I know here are going to intentionally have Megan mislead people or the law enforcement.
right, absolutely not, right. I'm real big on, like I've said, and I think I've proven it every time. Is I believe in right's right and wrong's wrong,
If
and
you did
even
it,
though
own it.
yes, and even though I got to know Megan, if I thought that she was involved, I would do something about it. I
oh,
couldn't stand the
no,
other side.
I'll even say that right now. Like I said, right is wrong is wrong. If
Hmm.
crazy came to me and said something off the wall, I would be like, first of all, you have to make it right. If you don't, I will, and
Hmm.
that's the honest to God truth. And she knows that. Like
Yep.
I like I'm one of those people that is a fixer, but just because I want to fix it doesn't mean that I that I have any pull on anything.
Hmm.
It's up to that person to do the right thing. It's not up to
Right.
me. It's not up to somebody else. You can give your advice and what you
Hmm.
would do, but at the end of the day, it would be, unless it was hurting someone or someone being hurt, then it's not my business. I'm
I'd be
sorry.
snitching, damn it. I'm telling you, if you knew something and I found out you knew something and wasn't going to do anything about it, I would do something about it. I couldn't allow that to happen. That's the thing. Like, it's insane that they think otherwise. It's insane to me.
Yeah.
But that brings them, if you, the thing is you are what brings them clicks and views and money. So of course they can't let you go. Simple, period. You're
It's
what,
Well,
like
you
Sunflower says,
are
it took me a
what
while,
makes
but
them.
I'm very glad that I stopped listening to the insanity. I've seen Megan with her on my own eyes and my own ears. She can't keep secrets. I can't. Like I have I have no face whatsoever, and I don't have I'm what like I say I'm sweet. Like as much as people don't think I am, I'm more like I care and I get upset when I say something wrong. And some people say that they can't tell me what to do. Is because by the time they go to tell me what to do, I've already thought about it and I'm already going, yep, shouldn't have done that. Like I
if
already
I was
know.
ever playing poker with you and all of a sudden the hand was dealt out and you started giggling, I'm folding immediately.
Hmm. Yep, absolutely.
If you don't fold, and if you think Megan's bluffing and you play her to the end, oh well, you're lost. Tried to tell you so.
Yeah, if they were even talking about her on Christmas Eve and Christmas in their lives, for fuck's sakes. Exactly. That's what I mean. Without Megan, they have no content. And listen, that's my challenge to you, Clippers. Go a week without playing anything or doing anything Megan, and let's see what kind of content you have. Because I bet you ain't got shit. Prove me wrong.
Oh, I've seen it. This Christmas there was a couple people that put out lies that had nothing to do with her.
Hmm.
Nothing. They're not even the same case, and their views were when I happened to go in and check on what the hell was going on, they had 4 or 5 people in there. 4 or 5 people.
Right. So that's my challenge to them. Like, prove me wrong, because they can't. That's all their content is Megan Cole. It's sad. It's
But it's
sickening.
going to keep up until something else comes out in the case.
Well, no, something
Like,
else
even
can stop
though,
it.
even if something came out today, though, they would say that I knew about it. Somehow they would blame it on me and say, "Well, Megan would have known this. Megan would have known this." When I, like I said, I am not that interesting, people. I'm just
I
not.
love, I love you, MJ.
Well, and prove it. That's the thing. Prove what they have. They can't prove shit. That's the thing. Like, it's not your place over here to
Hey,
defend yourself
hey,
constantly.
I've said it all before. Here's the answer. If you want to know shit and you feel as if Megan's not cooperating, then I'll throw a challenge out to you. Go there yourself. Go there yourself and ask the questions. And we'll see what happens with the reaction.
Hmm.
Go there yourself and ask the locals what they think about all this. And do they know anything that could help you? I dare you. A double dog dare you. We'll
Yeah.
see how much you come up with.
Right.
Well, and like Art said, no one will ever help with an investigation again. There's so many people, and I sent it to Blind the other day because I told him about it, and I don't know if he ever saw it on Messenger, but um, there's so many people that look at things and see something, and it it never stops. Like once it's like, well, if you don't delete something off, even if you delete something off the internet, it's still there. Like, you could still be found, and that's where it's so frustrating, because there's so many people that have no idea who I am, where I go into a live and I'm like, oh my god, I can actually have a conversation, but I kind of stutter on that because I don't even know what to say anymore, because I'm so always defending myself that when I don't have to defend myself, I'm like, oh shit, this is different. So
For an
this is
example, you was quiet on my live, and those a lot of those people had no clue who you were, did they, Megs? I
no,
proved
they
that.
didn't.
And Megan was shocked, but it was a safe place and nobody even knew who the hell she was, and she was quiet. But she had fun. We started playing games and she had a ball. That was good for her.
But
Well, there's another thing, too. There's more than one person named Megan in the world.
You
oh,
don't say.
that's the other thing too. Just I want to clarify this right now. There is a Meg's True Crime that spells Meg's the same way. I don't know how I got it the other day, but it's not me. So if
Hmm.
anybody's bugging that lady, leave her alone.
Also, she Megan could discuss a case. Megan could put her opinion in on an investigation that she heard about, or she might discuss with us an investigation and say, "What's your opinion?" But she is not a true crime channel because she is not digging and sleuthing for content for her next show.
Hmm.
Hell, she
Yep.
can't even name the damn thing because she doesn't know what the hell is going to be said on it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, much more proof you need.
Well, and she'll say, did they ever find that little boy or did they ever find that person? She can't ever think of the name, like you just said, Judy. She can't. That's true.
Right. And then she'll say that, and somebody will clip it that she's got a lost little boy somewhere.
Hmm. Yep.
I'm going
Yep.
to tell you something. Knowing that what I know about Megan, if she had 20 people, 20 kids, she'd be so proud of them, she wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I love both my kids more than life itself. So, like, if why would I first of all not just tell people that I have other kids if I did? I mean, I wouldn't be hiding them for sure. And everybody, everybody for the last year, everybody's known what I've done at pretty much every single day with a couple of sections little areas that I don't talk about, but most everything is known. If I was traveling, if I had 26 kids, don't you think you would see me traveling, going lots of different places and seeing everybody? And, if I had these long lost children that, I'd found nowadays, wouldn't I be like going to them and saying, "Hi, I'm so and so"?
You'd had a hell of a Christmas.
Yeah.
Hell, I was accused of being Miss G's long lost sister. I didn't get no Christmas card this year.
No.
I didn't get a present. She publicly said to everyone she was not sending me a present. So I got to believe her because she didn't.
I just get tired of people telling me what I can and can't do.
Well, let's end this with they can't.
Okay. At this point, even if KR came back to life and said Megan had nothing to do with it, they would. Even if at this point, and Meg said she had nothing to do with it, with anything, they still would doubt it. Yes, you're right. Okay, the 26 kids is like the people in the insane. Yeah.
No, in the trees.
Trees, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and like furries being outside the car. I mean, come on. Like, and that, like when I say,
You tried to entertain us.
yeah,
You
because I was
tried to
like,
entertain us, and even that got misinterpreted.
yep. I tried to make something fun. I tried to do something for other people. I tried to make it a interesting thing. And I watched that live the other day, because it came up because I was gonna clip the other one that I have saved, and because I've got something I have to take out of it, and I was gonna put the other one back up because it's a little longer and everything else. But then I went, yeah, right, Megan. Then they're all just gonna tear it apart more. Why am I so important to everybody? I just don't get it at all.
Because when they've got they've got nothing to talk about, number one, and if they keep you engaged by ticking you off, then it keeps the conversation going. If you don't respond to any of their accusations, the conversation stops. Because people will get sick and tired of hearing about it because there's no interchange of conversation.
And like Kenny, you came in here the other day and you said that the comment about the fresh air comment or whatever I said. Well, what about the picture I sent to you of the tow truck in someone else's life? Do you think that's okay to do the same thing? I mean, in a way, you're mocking Kylie's death there too. So,
well, here's a good question.
Wait, unbiased until facts. Unbiased facts 100% fight for the innocent. I'm going to say this. That's all I needed to hear for myself. Sorry to each of you for not believing in. Wait. Sorry to each of you for not believing in any of you. It's been so hard after hearing so much. Maybe it's was the fact that it's all was clipped. Yep.
Well, yeah, you can see. Here's the deal. If you take a conversation that's been taped, whether she knew it or not, if she knew it and she agreed to it, that's fine. You can play that over and over again till you just puke. But the minute you take that tape and change a few words on it, or skip a few words, or make it come out a little bit differently.
Well, no, this is even better. This is even better. Or cut out the question that's being asked in the video. So,
right. But if you do that, my point is, you've just ruined the evidence. because you cannot present in court a tape that someone made that you were talking that they altered it in any way.
You showed a picture that she tried to say that you were at the San Francisco airport. Get get flipping real. Big screen looks even more ridiculous. Wow. I was at the Sacramento. I was at the San Francisco airport. Oh my god. And thank you for saying that, unbiased.
But anyway, that tape is no longer admissible in court because it's been altered. So you just took that 8 hour tape and threw it out the window. Now for the
Megan
person,
jumps around. Megan jumps around when talking. Her brain goes faster than her mouth is capable of. Yes, and everybody, how fast do I talk? I mean, I have to tell myself to breathe and slow down. I am truly sorry from my. This is from me personally. My Jesus would never accept me if I don't turn the other cheek or judge without proof. I've taken my responsibility for everything I've said. Well, thank you very much. I don't even know what you said, but thank you.
a year ago, I asked people that was in her watching her that everybody's got an opinion of Megan and everybody's talking about her. Please go watch the other channels, listen to what they have to say, then come back and listen to Megan and see what she has to say and make up your own opinion. Please, just all I asked was that they make their own opinion. And there's a lot of people in this room right now that went and did exactly what I asked. And they're here today because they made their own opinion. There's nothing wrong with thinking something a while back. Hell, I thought something a while back.
Well, and that's what I was just gonna say. Sunflower says unbiased. Join the sorry club. I know I have to open those. I know. Um, the sorry club. Like I said, there's been people that have come to me over a couple months back and did that 8 months back, and people have come to me, and I don't even know what you said. So thank you very much for saying that. I don't know that I've ever talked to you personally, and I don't know that I've ever got to talk to you one on one. I know that. So here I can say that now. Thank you for understanding. I mean, I'm just me, and I'm so. And I, with that being said, is that I don't. Like I said, from this point forward is how I know you. I don't know you from the past because I've never met you before. So therefore, I only know you now. So that's how I have to look at when people come forward and say they're sorry. That I start with you now because I don't know what you've said in the past, and so therefore I can't be upset about it if I have no idea. So therefore, you're actually in good. This is more for the people that have, well, I guess it's everybody that have judged me for not being me, which that's what frustrates me the most is that I've sat there and this whole thing has made me doubt me as a person so many times in different ways that I should never have had to go through, like ever. And you should never doubt yourself in anything, in your faith, in your person, as a mom, as a daughter, as a sister, as any of these things. You shouldn't have to doubt yourself. And I
Well,
and
even if you do, own up to it. That's all.
yeah.
But you don't have to own up to it publicly. Even that, own up to it in your own mind and go forward. Now, I will admit, because everybody thinks I'm a yes man, I will admit that Megan and I had a conversation about Kenny being in her chat. I did not agree with the way he was addressed necessarily. But at the time, Megan, it just hit a nerve with Megan, that's all. But she does try to bring you in to the flock, not the flock, but you know what I mean, accept you how you are now. And as long as you don't respect her somewhere else, and as long as you're pro social here, she's fine.
What are you trying to get from her? Sorry, I'm watching Braden and Daisy fight, or Braden and Ginger fight. I can see. That's the other thing. It's if I can't even get the my dog and my son to get along, and I can't even say their names. How often do you think I say names wrong? Like all the time. And she's so mad at him right now.
Well, my mother used to go to the bottom of the stairs and yell for one of us, and if she started going through the names, somebody was in trouble.
Just like you have to show her who's boss, Braden. Show her who's boss. Just grab it.
Yeah, just admit she is and walk away.
He does. That's what he does. He goes. He Ginger and Braden. The pecking order is definitely on Ginger's side.
It's just a poor little dog, for God's sakes.
No, but okay, Ginger. Like if you like, she is food driven. So anytime you like have food around, she will literally stop talking. Stop talking, lady. Bye. What are you talking about, Darius?
Well, goodbye.
Take my word. And this is how, and the words he has said about Megan is horrible. Yes, and that's why, like, and that's the other thing. I know of certain people that have said something, and so therefore I have an opinion of them. That's where it. I can't. I still know them from that point, just because that
But
they've.
but you got to calm down though, and and sometimes let them show their ass again. Basically, if they're going
Well,
to show their
he
ass,
should
they're
have.
going to show their
He
ass.
should have asked. He should have asked them. He should have asked today and yesterday. I've seen them all over since then.
But the point
Talk.
is if somebody's coming in here just to be hateful, they're going to show their ass somewhere. Even here, they can only pretend for so long. Let them show their ass in front of everyone. Then everyone will know. This ain't an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. And wait
Yeah,
a
he
minute.
did by
Can't
mistake.
wait
No,
till the new clippings come through. How exciting. 4 more days and it will be out, be cut off in the world, in my world. What did MJ just say?
he typed in the wrong chat. I know he did. Okay, so it says, can't wait for the new clippings to come through. How exciting. 4 more days and it'll be out, cut off in the world, in my world, cut off in my, like, in other words, 4 days from now, it'll be cut, it'll be everywhere. And she'll say cut off in my world. Like she's not going to listen to it.
Okay, Darius, what other chat is he talking? Tell us. Don't come in and say in other chats. Be specific. Because I'd be more than glad to go check.
Tell Rapper to go back to his mommy.
No, I'm serious. If you're going to come in and make a statement like that, tell me exactly and I'll go check. But I don't have time in my life to go check 100 lies. Because that's how much I care about his opinion. But if you let me pinpoint it, I'll be glad to go check and report back to Megan.
Divine. Oh, so Miss G.
Huh?
Miss G apparently is live.
But my question is Miss G really going to believe Rapper?
So, Miss Judy, I'm sorry. Crazy Mama, I am sorry. Megs, I am sorry. Only thing I can, the only thing I didn't know was the Kylie comment and gave me my opinion. That was why. Okay, well, I can explain that one. And because after a year and a half of this, I'm so tired of hearing about Kylie. The name Kylie pisses me off. Not her, it's the name. I have disassociated when I talk about Kylie the name or Kylie the person. There's two different things to me. I know that that sounds horrible, but it is my way of dealing with it. And so when I say like F Kylie or do that kind of stuff, it's because I am so freaking frustrated because I have to keep defending or defending
Well,
myself and saying something that
but I'd like to add one thing in there. You did not know her.
I didn't.
So that's how it's easier for you to say things like that because there's no personal connection.
Correct.
So let's put that out there for food for thought. Maybe it's not right to say that about a person that's passed. That's I think Megan wouldn't want it put out there, quote unquote, about a person that has passed. But in Megan's context of talking about it, she's talking about a word, a name of somebody that in the end has caused her a lot of pain.
Yeah. And it's and I've heard so many other people say horrible things about anything else that it so frustrates me because it's not it's anything I say is such a impact on Kylie when I have no idea about it. No, I can't explain it anymore. I can't say anything more. I can't help you anymore. I can't do anything. If people don't think that in some way, shape, or form, that irks me because I have to keep chasing these stupid carrots and I have to keep putting my family out there and I have to keep putting, trying to prove to you all that you have it wrong about me. That's also not fair because you now put me in a situation and have put me a place where I have to do this. It's not about Kylie. It's about Megan. And therefore it's like I say, when I'm doubting myself because I have to prove myself to someone again, and then I prove it or I get the information to prove it, then it's the next thing. Well, now that she's answered this, we're gonna make her answer this. We're gonna make her answer this. Why? Does anybody care about my personal life now? It's
Well,
been
here's
over a
another one
year.
that gets me. If you were 17 years old, say 16 or 17 years old, and they were pissed off you about something, I could see where they would say, "We're going to notify your parents because this is inappropriate." Okay. Well, when you're 44 years old and somebody's saying, "I'm going to notify your mother and father," wow. Does that bring me back to high school? Does that bring me back to, are you shitting me? That is so inappropriate that you're going
I
to
have
go to another adult's parents just because she chooses for them not to know she's on there because it's her channel and she just doesn't want her family involved or didn't want her family involved until you started involving them. And then you make it a mission to say, I'm going to make sure they know. Now you turn around and say, if anyone calls my husband at work about these subjects, I'm going to come after you. And she is talking to Megan. So she's saying, if, in general, if anyone in this world does anything towards her, she's going to retaliate against Megan. So it's a lose-lose situation for Megan. So people, please don't get involved in that kind of phone cat and mouse game.
um unbiased. I just subscribed to you, and it says, I am really appreciate that, and I hope the same. I have questioned so much. I've questioned so much and wasted so much time away from my own family. That's where I have to draw the line for with myself. You won't ever hear me saying a thing. Well, that's very sweet of you to say. Anything rude or negative about you all, anything rude or negative about any one of you. My olive branch is extended of 2024. Thank you for the new chapter. Thank you very much. Hi, Breadify Clisses. Hi, Art. Megan's is Megan's is irrelevant in KR passing. They have turned it into drama.
If they came out with a new piece of evidence that was solid, As much as Megan said she would never discuss that case on her air on her channel. If they came out with a
Megan
new
Cole, I
solid,
went to tell Divine Live you threatened her by. Okay. Oh, I
if they
didn't.
came
So.
out with new evidence that whether it hit home or not for Megan, I believe Megan would start talking again, or she'd look into something. I can't. I don't believe she can help herself, but that's her choice.
Well, and every like I said, I've said this to be 100% honest with everybody else. I got to a point in my own questioning and my own
Mind.
mind, my own personal thing, where I got to a point I don't want to know anymore. Like the rest of what happened is not my business. I don't want to know anything more. It's not
Well,
me.
the other thing is it now? Let's be real, people. Let's be real talk here. If something came out that escalated the situation to something higher than it was, pick your battles because now you're not playing with the little people. You're not playing with a bunch of teenagers. Now you're going to be dealing with big people that have big power. If that was able to have been covered up all this time, kids couldn't have covered this up like it's been covered up if it is being covered up. So if something
Well,
comes out on that,
that's my exact point is that I in talking to the children and as far as I got with the children and the 18-year-old young adult children and younger, that when I spoke to them and they told me what has been said to this point, the after that is not that is where it now becomes a police investigation. It is not up to me to insert myself there anymore. Now, did I find out some information just by being me? Yes. But that doesn't mean that other people didn't find out information of them being them going
well,
somewhere,
yeah, if
them
they
doing
told you, they told somebody else.
right. So therefore, it doesn't that I can't. I don't. There's at a certain point I don't want to know. Have it be we find out through the CHP report, have we find out through an article, have we find out through books, whatever happens in 20 years, dateline in 20 years, whatever it can be, when it's all put together. I don't. It's like it's. Let's use the Idaho 4 as an example because I don't know anything about the case. If I knew everything about Brian Kohlberger and got to the night of where he went into that place, I don't want to know him anymore. Like I don't want to know anything more of what happened in the house. Like that's not for me to know. Like that's for the judge and jury to know. That's for people that have much more smarts than I do, that have educations, that have backgrounds, that have
It's
all of
called
these
need.
things.
It's called need to know.
That's what I'm not on a need to know basis. I don't need to know. I don't want to know how. Like I don't. I like. I was watching Michelle the other day, and she showed a. It was with the O.J. Simpson and another clipping that she
Right.
showed. She showed a actual death, be murder being shown, like what happens or whatever, and it's so gory, and it's so horrible, and it's scary, and it's all of those things. I don't want to. I don't want to find out those things.
That's right, because you know the outcome.
Yeah.
You don't need to know the middle stuff because it's on a need to know basis. Those people, if there's a jury trial, those people
What
on
is
the
that?
jury trial are not going to be able to sleep for
Oh, okay.
months after that trial. If you're on the jury and that information of what happened that night in the home does not disturb you, I question me whether you should be my friend.
Well, it's like the whole thing about being. We'll go back to Kylie. If let's just say I did find out from why she turned right or left or why she ended up on the beach or whatever, I don't want to know that. I don't. I like you know I tried to help a missing girl, and when I found out that she was found in the water, I don't want to know anymore. It's not my position to know anymore. The only people that deserve to know are her mother and father, and the investigators that were on the scene that had to help, clean, move the car to where it needed to go, move the body. I don't have. I don't want to be I don't want to be the one that has the GoPro. I just
I
don't.
guess you just don't want to know the grim details.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to know the grim details. I don't. I don't like, I found out to where I was comfortable in helping find a missing girl, but when it turned into a death, I backed off. I don't want to know. And so, like, could I
You were
have asked for?
probably expecting them to find her and everything is going to be fine,
Yeah,
but not the way she was found in the outcome. I think you were looking for a happy outcome. I think.
right. I'm sorry. Right. I'm sorry for the feel you have. Right. I'm sorry you feel you have to. I really do, Meg. Sunflower Dragon, huh? Now? What? Why? And why? She hasn't said. She hasn't
And
said.
here's another thing. Just we need to get off the subject. It's okay if you talk about KR in another chat on another station, but think about this. If that station is only talking about KR, nobody else, just KR, then they're not trying to do any justice to anyone in the middle that comes up missing. Hell, we can't even solve that little girl's case, Summer. So I'm just saying, we could, as a community, if we were true crime, could be helping people get found or getting the alerts out there, or because there's nothing wrong with whether you come in here and talk about true crime. You come across the Amber Alert, there's nothing wrong with sharing that. Let's make everyone aware. But you can't stay on the same subject and beat it to death with the evidence you have.
Well, yes, and this is the other thing. If any, I mean, when you said grim details, I don't even. I personally listen to very, very, very minute parts of the autopsy. I don't even want to know what the autopsy said. I don't want to know anything about it. That, I don't. I would prefer. When that was talked about, I left.
Half of it you won't understand because you're not in the medical field. Let's get that clarified.
Okay, well then I've only listened. Okay, so then half of it I wouldn't understand, and the part that I listened to is probably out of the whole, like out of 25 pages of whatever they said it was. I listened to one page, and I don't know if it's 25 pages, but the point is, I listened to one page of it all, and that was enough for me. I don't need to know
That
anymore.
autopsy report was so strange, and I'll admit that. And I see these on other cases, so it was so strange. They spent a couple paragraphs on any kind of shit. I'm not going to say it right. Uh, what is it called when they're taking precautions not to get pregnant?
Birth control.
Right. They covered 2 paragraphs of birth control, but couldn't cover where the frig her 17 tattoo was. One little blip about it.
Well,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't listen to it. I know about like I know exactly what you're talking about because that's about the gist of what I know. Other than that, I don't know anything. I don't like. I literally like don't. I did when people were dissecting it in every way, shape, or form. I think they
But you don't like the
sexualized it.
gory stuff. That's the
Yeah,
bottom line. You don't like the gory stuff.
I don't want to. I don't want to know. And I think that people that that need to know more. That's disgusting. Like that is honestly disgusting. Like
Well,
fixing
no,
that
because
being.
no, it's not, because they understand and they disassociate themselves with it to try to get the information, and that's how everybody's different in the world. You're a problem solver. You're a nice maker, and an autopsy is not nice. You Some people read it, consume the information, and move along. They don't personalize it. You would personalize it. So that's why there's different personalities in the world, you know? And that's why people are good at different things. So don't go putting yourself, or don't go inserting yourself into a section that is upsetting to you, or your mind doesn't want to handle that part. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people read an autopsy, and that's all they can remember of that person. That
Yeah.
is all. It makes such a dent in their mind that that's all they remember. Other people read it, and it's words on a page, it's informational, and they move along.
Yep.
They disassociate. They know what they know who they're talking about, but they disassociate it from the person, quote unquote.
Well, and it's the same thing as me as a person. Is that I get what you're saying, because you can't, like I've said, and people think I'm rude for saying this, but like Jude, like I've said it with like Crazy Mama. I'm going to use her as an example. She's here and she knows what I'm going to say, or she'll believe it. I care about her family. I care what happens to her family. I care if something's hurt, or someone's, when their son hurt, or someone broke their leg or whatever. I would care about that, but I'm not going to cry over it. Now, Crazy Mama might cry over it because that's her kid. Now, I will say I'm sorry and I hope you feel better. That doesn't change the way because I care about Crazy, that I'm all of a sudden madly in love with her child. Like I can't. I don't have. I'm not gonna have
It might
the
affect you more if she said, I just found a lump on me, and
correct.
you have a personal friendship with her. But you're saying it's not normal, quote unquote, for people to get to crying over her son breaking his arm. Rapper, were you over at another channel talking about Megan?
One of the absolute hilarious and actual laughs while working my hubs up. So many of you are naturally hilarious, and that's why I need you around the world, around in my world. If that makes any sense, true crime. I love true crime. Oh, I'm sure people tell us people tell us that we're hysterical all the time, but I don't. I don't know why we're that funny.
Wait a minute, Megan. You were over in Mrs. G's talking about Megan?
What?
I just asked Rapper, was he's over in another channel talking about you, and he just answered yes.
Oh well, I'm sure he was. Why?
That was me. Why would you come here and be friends with Megan and then go into another channel and talk about her?
Because he likes to see people argue, and he likes to get her all going.
I don't know. I don't agree with that sort of thinking, I guess.
Who's Adria? Who's Adria? Did I miss it? Adria? Is
Who's
there
Adria?
Adrian? I don't know.
Wait a
I
minute.
tried it.
Who said that?
Crime and Crochet.
Uh, where is Adria in this chat?
I don't know who Adria is. Where's Miss G's husband and children? Pay attention, folks. I never know. I don't know what that woman does. I still think she's a lonely old woman. Rapper knows who that is, don't you, girl? Oh, oh, okay. That's where I came from, but have waited to hear what I heard from you three. It won't be mentioned again. Oh, okay. Unbiased. Like I said. I don't know who you are. So, and I don't know that I've seen you comment or anything else. So, I don't know if you've done lives on me or whatever. There's been a few that have said they're sorry. So I understand. And since you pretty much get a free pass because I don't know anything that you've said. Crazy Mama makes is talking about you on her channel. She's right there. Crazy knows I talk about her. Rapper, didn't I kick you earlier for being and didn't you come in here earlier and drop the N word in my chat, spamming my chat? Don't believe KDM or don't believe KM, but she can be a bitch. So why are you back here? Do I have to add you again to another one of your accounts? Oh, here we go. You're gonna keep doing this? 4-second clips coming up. That was the girl. That was rapper. This one is the girl rapper clapper. Oh, we have two different rappers.
Well, everybody wants to go up and be a rapper nowadays.
So I can get you more subs. Why are you trying to get me more subs? My sub count is growing just fine on its own. Now that next thing is gonna be 1,000. When I get close to 1,000, I'll be happy when I get there. It just because it's milestones for me. Not like and I'm proving to people that I'm not all about one thing.
Well, that's it. It's baby steps. You're doing it the right way. And don't do it, rapper.
I already did. Banned him. Banned him. He's gone.
Oof.
The end. I saw the end and
He'll be right back. Let's
Oh
tell
yeah.
you something.
Tag team. Both got him. He's gone. He's gone.
Too bad
Well,
Moon
like
couldn't
I
have
said,
enjoyed it.
I welcome here. You're on. Like I said, as long as now that you said that, if I get a clip or something, I'll call you out on it. But I generally don't go looking. Like unless it's in my own comments now, because I'm trying to get better at answering these comments. I'm trying to get better at doing what I'm supposed to do. Answer comments and like comments and everything else because the comments are what help apparently. But I'm not as good at the comments that I should be. Ow. Oh, and I got another Christmas gift today, guys, from my mom, and she is paying to get my hair done too. So my hair is officially getting done.
You
That
mean
was a Christmas.
anything? Is it an unlimited like color and everything?
Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting.
She gave me a gift card and then said that if it's more than that, because I said, well, it's more than that. And she's like, no way. And I went, yes. And she goes, well, I'll add more to it. So they want me to have my hair, my hair. My dad's like, you need to have your hair cut short and you don't need all your long hair anymore. I'm like, but I love my long hair, but it's getting to be too thin at the ends. So we'll have to see. But my mom thought it was great because I said I just made a hair appointment to get my hair done, and then she's like, "That's perfect," because she had already got me a gift card to have my hair done. So, and MJ, which is the way I think things are supposed to work out is that MJ sent me money to get my hair done or told me to go get my hair done, and it's the exact amount on top of what my mom did for uh the gift card. So it will all work out perfectly.
There you go.
Megs get balayage. Little tittle. Little titty. What are you talking about, MJ? What are you talking about? I know. I actually I was trying to decide if I was gonna do something funky though, and have it like on one side be one color and on the other side be one color, or I always want to do those things, but my hair is so thin and fine that it's not like it's thick enough to like make it look pretty the way they all do.
And don't forget, your hair is naturally curly.
Yeah.
So I think you should. Well, I'm not going to say this because that's none of my business. But what I was going to say, and I'm not finding the right words, is that you should discuss that with your beautician and see if you could get a hairstyle that would, um, having naturally curly hair would be an asset to you rather than a liability.
Yeah.
Did that come out all right?
Yeah. Well, I get like you're and that's why because I have to start putting heat protectant on it because I dry it every day. I blow it out, and that's what's killing my hair. And I have a really, 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 really old hair dryer. That's so old, but it works. But I don't think it's helping because it's so old. Like
It
it's
doesn't
now.
have a diffuser on it.
No, it doesn't. And so it's making it and it's like right on my hair. So it's making it's like the heat just goes right on my hair. So that's why it's like and so I have to constantly like look at it differently. Like it just there's times where I use I'll use my mom's hair dryer and it's not the same. I use mine and it's like old. I think my hair dryer that I have in there is at least 15 years old. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be. Well, no, it's probably 11 years old. 11 years old.
Oh, really? Don't call nitpicks after 10. 10 is a historical marking for an appliance.
The shorter with curly, the worse. Needed weight from length to release the curl. Yeah. Well, like in my hair is just because it's so thin, and it's like I lose hair. All I saw that. I saw your inbox.
Well, you and your beautician should have a discussion. Not anybody telling you should cut it short, you should leave it long. It's up to you. You're the one wearing it.
I just want to focus myself with some fun, crazy love, life, laughter is a must, and I am a little high at the moment, but I promise I can cut up and laugh my ass off. Well, you are fine. We're everybody wants to be like everybody that says I have a fun channel because everybody just comes and goes and does what they need to do, and I don't tell anybody where they can and can't go. It's I'm just here, me and me, and I'm not going anywhere. So that's kind of the point of this whole live. I'm not going anywhere. Nice to meet you too. Weed is my favorite pastime. I'm just fishing, scooping. Can't chat while I scoop. That's thought you were gonna say something else right there. Yeah, that made me giggle. I thought she was gonna say I was just got finished pooping. I was gonna be like, that is TMI.
Well, if you just finished pooping, please flush.
And if there was someone else here, she'd say, wash your hands.
Well, I will say this, and I'm going to knock on wood before I say it. Where's some wood? Oh, here's some. Although I do not think that 2024 will be free of fuckeries on crime, and I mean new crime coming up that's just outlandish, because we're too close to it, and we don't have a lot of answers so far. So it means it's going to be carried into. But I will say that after the Idaho 4, unless I'm wrong, and I got my chronological things wrong, haven't we stopped with one crime's crazier than another? It's trying to one up the last one.
I agree. I hope that in 2024 things get better.
It's not going to, because I mean it might get a little bit better, but it's not really going to get better because 2024 is going to be the year like when they decide on Brian Kohlberger. That's when they're going to decide on a lot of these cases. You know, like that one I never can ever remember the name of the case, but that one where the kid that was disabled was left behind by the parents that had numerous children that went to Istanbul and Turkey and all this bull crap.
Yeah.
So that one should, she's been charged. That one should come up in 2024. I'm just praying for no new ones that are. I mean, I'll turn on my laptop and I'll get these news flashes. 20 killed in mall Christmas shopping. 10 persons injured in a public place here, and 5 people injured in another public place there. And I'm like, what the hell are they doing? So just to change the subject away from Truckee, does anybody have any personal thoughts about the Idaho 4? Or don't you want to talk about it? I can't wait to give Art some more glitter. I can't remember what I have, but I do believe I'm going to be able to impress her a little bit.
What?
Glitter.
Oh. I know. I can't wait for you and Art to meet so you guys can go over everything and she can put together stuff for you and help you out.
I'm going to tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to take some of these totes down, even if I have to sit in a chair to do it. And I'm going to start going through some things and stuff that I absolutely know. And it'll be divided into trash. I'm going to save this and stuff Art might be interested in. I mean, I know there's some things I have which were pre-conditioned clay that have sat there too long. That is trash. I wouldn't give that to my worst enemy. I won't even work with it. So that kind of stuff will go in the trash. But I promise not to throw any glitter away.
I have plenty of opinions in the Idaho for, but it's all speculation until we hear the trial. Well, that's kind of what I was saying yesterday. Is that when I was on the panel, is that I don't know anything about it, and I can't wait to hear. But okay, this is where the difference is. I can't wait to hear the gory details in the court case, in the judge's like in the judge and defending and all that kind of stuff. Those are the kind of gory details that I don't mind hearing it. It's I don't want to be the first to know the gory details. Thanks, but no thanks. Like I don't if I'm not on a jury, if I'm not somewhere that I need to know, I don't want to know. And the people that are in those cases, I'm sure there's going to be pictures that we're not going to see. And like Judy said, there's going to be things in that case that no one's going to be able to unsee. I'm sure it's going to be
Well,
horrible.
I can tell you right now that it would be in poor taste to show any photos of that crime scene. All right, that's number one. But that's not to say the parents in the courtroom won't see them. But I'm just saying we don't need to see
Yeah.
that. We don't need to see that.
No, I agree.
We're going to hear some of the grim details, and that's all part of the trial. But
Well, and
you
like
know,
and then like the Leilani case, like we don't need to see
there's
all the
another one.
pictures. Yeah, we don't need to see the pictures. I don't need to see the pictures. I don't
You
want
know
to.
the outcome.
Yeah. I mean, like in later on down the road when it's not fresh and someone does a video on it and they have pictures, then maybe I'll see them then. But I don't need to see them where
You don't need to
it
see them
is.
ever. It's none of your business.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean, even though these kids were of age, well, I call them kids because they're college students. To me, they're kids. But even
yeah,
though these young individuals were of age, what do we have any business seeing those autopsy videos? We
agreed.
don't have any business seeing them. I mean, I'm pretty sure the coroner didn't want to see them either. But he had to. It was his job.
Well, and I think, and again, that's another part of this too, Judy, is exactly what you just said, though, is that he's the coroner and he's able to disassociate himself from that dead body. In other words, it's just work for him, just his work. He doesn't have to take it home.
He's
But there
just
are,
tearing apart a machine.
yeah,
It's work that's done in steps, and then you become numb to it. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, it's like you
Here's
don't need,
here's the
you don't know.
liver. It weighs so much. Fact. We're done. You know.
Well, and that it's checking boxes, and it's exactly what you said. It is taking apart a car. It is putting back together or putting in the answering A, B, and C and D and telling the story. It's it's what is he's seeing. It's what he sees, it's what he's trained to see, what he's good at seeing, what he needs to see, but not anybody else needs to see it. Like he's trained to be able to see it in that aspect. I don't need to see it like that. Like, I don't need a real picture of a dead body. I can see
Well,
it.
plus he had plenty of practice before he became a registered coroner. He could have stepped out of that position quite easily if he couldn't disassociate himself from it. You know,
Yeah.
that's just like a mortician. If you get to the end and you can't do the act of embalming a body, you got a problem.
Yeah, and there's certain people that can't do that. That can't. I'm not one that could do it. Like, I can't clean up throw up. Like there's certain things that I can't do. Can I do blood? Yeah. Can I do um other things? Yeah. But there's certain things I can't do, and I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see a real picture. You can show me a diagram. I'll be completely happy with that. But I do
That's
not
just like
need.
you pull by an accident and you look and the body's still in the car and you look. You may see something you didn't want to see. when it was
Yeah.
all said and done. But you looked anyway out of curiosity. Well, there's your right.
Well, and there's something that is said be said about that. I don't like if you watch it on Dateline and everything else, they show you they tell you they write they tell you what it is, they tell you what all the gory stuff is, but seeing it is a whole different ball game. Or knowing the person that was in that situation, or being a part of like a family member that passed away, you have a much more care you care about someone is if they're close to you. But if you don't know them, it just becomes another person. So like when you watch Dateline and especially now for me, like when I watch Dateline or 48 Hours and I see other people, blacked out or saying I don't want to be identified or anything else, I go, God bless them. Like that they did that for them. Can you see me flagging a cop to tell him I have evidence? it, it's really sad because people are not going to come forward that now when there's a missing child or something like this happens in the future, which it will. Another case will happen that is similar to it. It may not happen for the next decade. It may not happen for another. It could happen next year. It could happen in 5 years. It will happen again, and someone will do the same thing, and they will be ridiculed. They will be tormented. They will, people that go after people that are innocent. That's what happened. That's like what happened. What happens when someone goes to jail that is not supposed to be there because of it?
Right.
From my dash cam, I mean, Megs. I mean,
I
I
mean,
just
the world's got so crazy. Picture this. You're on a hike with your kids or your husband or your friends. You're going for a hike up the mountain for some exercise and you're going to come down, walk down. On your way up the hike, you discover a body. You immediately call the police. 911. Something ain't right here. And then I can understand the question, but then the police are like, why were you taking this trail up the mountain? Well, don't make it look like I did anything. I just saw something and reported it. But now there's so
yeah.
many strange people in the world that would go back to a crime scene and report it to get the question off them. I mean, there's some slippery people out there.
Well, and that's the other thing too is that there that person may not now might see it and say, you know what, I don't want to know. I don't, and keep right on walking because exactly like that. What if that person wants to do the right thing and gets to the bottom of this the thing and says there's a person up this hill and I want to be anonymous. Then that person is now sought after. The
Yeah, but let me
anonymous
tell you,
person.
let me tell you something. If you can walk by something like that without reporting it, that
Well,
I
no, I'm not
question
saying,
that too.
but I'm saying don't like do it anonymously. Like
No,
if you walk
you
by
put
and
your
see
name
that,
on it. Why would
huh?
you anonymously call in a body found on a trail? How could you do that in this day and age? They got ways of finding out your phone number.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
bouncing off of cell towers for Christ's sakes. You're not attached to a phone connected to a wall in your house.
That's true.
You know, you're not going over the goddamn lines on the telephone pole like when I was a kid.
That's true.
You're talking on a cell phone. You're bouncing off towers. You're never going to be anonymous. How many people nowadays call up, and I can't even remember, is it star 62 or star 63 or something like that? So it turns the identifying call off to the information off. I still say that if you were to do that and get rid of your phone number, Um, Number one, how do you expect law enforcement to take you seriously if you can't even identify who you are? So you're going to
Well,
send a bunch. You're going to
that's
send a
it.
bunch of people up a mountain to go find this and start a crime scene, and then they don't find it. You need to stand right there and wait for their ass. Don't go near it.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. I don't care if
Yeah,
they get there and it's an
but
animal.
my point is though, my point is that if it was in a blatant area, that someone would call in anonymously, but not want to be identified of finding, of being there. Like they don't, they have nothing to do with it. They're just an honest to God
But
citizen.
there's no
But
such thing as that because the first thing that the police officers, if there was a court pending on that person being missing, you know what I mean? Say somebody was in jail for that person missing because they suspected it. That's going to be a legal action. So you have to identify as a police officer what brought you to that location. Somebody just said that it was there. Really? How stupid does that sound? So it's they got to have something that brought them there. And then from there, they go, well, their name is John Doe, and the person that was found was Jane Smith, and Doe and Smith are no longer related. They didn't know each other. Blah 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 blah, and therefore it's over with. That's it. So any accusations or any suspicions are clenched right there. But if you found something like that on a trail, why would you not stand right there and wait for LE?
oh, I would.
Why
I
would
would
you
be
make
there.
LE find it?
Yeah. Well, I would stand there and be like, I would walk about 100 feet away, but I would keep an eye on it because I'd be like, first of all, is the guy still around? I'm now seeing it. Like now
Well, I didn't define age of said body. I said found it, and that was my fault. Because if it was fresh, I'd be asking who's still around too. But
yeah.
that's when it's good to be friends with Crazy, because Crazy straps, so we're all set. Come on, get us. I got a friend here. It's waiting for you. She hasn't had target practice in a couple months. Come on.
Right, that's right. Pow pow. And I would be like, but now I would see, but for me now though, because of what I've been through, I would be like, I am not saying a word. I would just be like, I want a lawyer. Like I'm not saying a word until like if I happen to walk by a dead body, I'm just gonna get a lawyer. Just get a lawyer.
Well, that's fine, but you're still going to report the body, and you're still going to stand there and wait for LE.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my God, I watched this thing last night of a woman that is the top of the line disgusting um person, most evil mom or whatever. It was one of those. And this woman had two children and they were like 12 or 9 and 13 or whatever. So they were older. But she never let anybody into the house and she like never let anybody come around or anything like that. The kids that they were in school, like on Facebook, she was like, some people should not be parents and da da da. Well, she in the meantime of raising her two children had her husband did not believe in um, birth control. That's what they think. Because they kept having children, but he kept saying because she kept having children, but she didn't want her husband to know, so she hid them. So she was like she hid her children. So they were found by the neighbor or whatever, and because someone said we can't get the baby to stop crying or whatever. So the neighbor went over and went, "What? What's going on?" First of all, it was a house of like disgusting horrors and everything else. Then they found this 5-month-old baby that had never been off the bed, never been touched, never had, like, she had disassociated it from her at all. The husband claims that he has no idea that there were extra kids in the house, and that so they found a 5-month-old. So then they went to the next door, and there was a 3-year-old. So that had never been outside, like was severely malnourished. That like was like they showed pictures. It was horrible. It's a YouTube video. It's horrible. I'll try to find it and post it in the description if I can ever figure out how to do those kind of things. However, it was disgusting. And it was, and so then they were going to like try to convict this woman of, child abuse and all that kind of stuff. And they were having a really hard time doing it because there was nothing that she did wrong besides these things that were horrible. She was going to do jail time, but they couldn't, there was nothing that was going to be horrible that she would get life sentence on. Well, they decided that they were going to go back to the house one last time and go into the closets and see if there's any evidence of anything else. Meanwhile, they find three, not just one, not just two, but three babies that were skeletonized, hiding in or hiding in backpacks and in suitcases in the closet where her kid's bedroom was. And so she had given birth 7 times, but her husband only thought she had 2 kids. And one was stillborn and the other 2 lived about a month, but she had completely like said these kids are not a part of my life and everything else. And she acted like they were invading in her life, and that just because our kids were malnourished and all that kind of stuff, and all of this had come to light that they could change it and everything else until they found these kids. It was just a horrible story. There are some weird freaking people out there. Like I when I watch YouTube, sometimes I go, what am I watching? Like, just saying, horrible story.
Yeah, there's just some crazy people out there. And somehow they get in their mind that they'll never be found out.
Yeah, she honestly thought because they said she honestly thought when they said when they all the kids thought she was babysitting. Meg really is an amazing person. Thanks, guys. You're very welcome, Unbiased. Like I said, I don't know anything, so you're good in my book. But thank you for apologizing, and it was big of you to say. Thank you very, very much. I'm just being me. Like I say, that story just came out of nowhere. Don't know why we got on that story, but it's amazing to me how crazy people can be.
Yeah, because when I was raising my daughter fell off her bike. And she said a couple hours later that her arm hurt. I says, well, so I called the pediatrician right up and I said, listen, my daughter fell off her bike because she came in the house crying. She said she fell off her bike and now her arm hurts. What do you want me to do? And they said, well, bring her right in. So I did. And the doctor asked me to leave the room. And I'm like, why would I leave the room? They said, just please leave the room. So I left the room for a minute. The next thing you know, my daughter comes out. She looks a little bit concerned. I just kind of looked at her. Is everything all right? Yeah. So then they came out and told me their arm wasn't broke and it was just going to be tender for a few days. And I said, okay. So we get out in the car. And on the way home, when I'm driving home, she explains to me that they asked her, had I ever abused her? Had my husband ever abused her? Was she grabbed? Was she thrown? Did she fall down some stairs that she was pushed down? Blah, 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 blah. Well, the minute I got home, don't you think I didn't have that pediatrician's office on the phone? And I said, I will never leave the room again. And if you got anything to say to my daughter, you say it right in front of me. You mentally upset my daughter. She could not understand why you would ask her questions like that when all she did was fall off her bike. So how am I now going to, when my daughter gets injured, if she falls off her bike again, going to trust you to bring my daughter to you? Now, I understand they got to do that because my daughter was old enough to answer questions like that. But I was insulted by the whole thing.
I had a story that I could tell you, but I can't say it on here.
Yeah.
But no, I can tell you this story. My daughter, Daisy, when she was about 12, she was running away from my husband, and she had what her baby blanket with her, which is like a silk blanket or whatever, and she was running up. Like he was like, you better get in bed. They were kind of playing together or whatever, and he was like, it's time for bed or whatever. So she goes to climb up um her ladder for her bunk bed at the time, and she holds on to the blanket, and it makes her slip off, and she falls down, and she kind of goes, ow, that hurt or whatever, but doesn't really say anything, just kind of says, I hurt my arm hurts, dad. And he goes, and so I come home from a girls night out, and I said to him, and he said to me, "Well, everything is fine, but Daisy kind of hurt her arm tonight because she fell off one ring of her ladder." And I said, "Okay, so she okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, she went to bed, no problems, no worries, whatever." So the next morning, I not forgot about it, but I was gonna see if she brought it up per se. Um, because I wasn't gonna ask, "Oh, how's your arm?" and have a whole big meltdown about it if I didn't know, like, "Oh, it hurts so bad," if it wasn't really hurting her. Don't feed her the information. So anyway, so then she goes off to school, and the doctor or the school calls me and says, Daisy's holding her. She hasn't moved her arm. She can't move her arm. She can't lift it up or something like that. And I think you should take her to the doctor. And I said, oh, she fell off her. I said the whole story. So I said that she was on my. It was my husband's watch, and so we go to the doctor's office. We go to the pediatrician, and they say we'll go have an X-ray. So we go to the pediatrician. We go to the X-ray place, and we have an X-ray. So I said, well, now what? What do we do? And she goes, well, yeah, I would think you have to go back to the doctor. I'm like, why? Like, don't we just go home? There's no problem, right? Not broken or anything. Didn't even think about it. She goes, oh no, she has a broken collarbone. And I went, what? So there's nothing you can do for a broken collarbone. So Daisy had to just put it in a sling. And because she was like, I want to say, she might have even been younger, 8 or 9 when it happened. And she had to have her slinged for the next like week and a half till it went back into spot, like it healed on its own because it wasn't a horrible break. But I looked at my husband and I said, the only time my kid's ever broken a bone is on your watch. And he goes, well, I did. We were just playing, and she was climbing up her ladder, and I went. So I've had that same experience where it's like, well, now what do I do? And so they didn't. They automatically knew I didn't do anything because they called me and asked me about Daisy. But I could see how if someone was already projecting to Daisy that there's something more going on, then I could see how that could be a problem. So I get it.
Right. It's like I bring my doctor in for an injury because that's what you do as a parent. And you try to turn it around into an abuse case. I mean, I can see their point. I could understand why they had to ask those questions because there is abused children that slip through the cracks, okay? And the parents will come in and say, oh, she just fell off her bike, or oh, she just fell off the bunk bed, or oh, she just did this and that. And the kid goes along with it because they're afraid of mom and dad, and they fall through the cracks. And I understand that, but because I didn't do anything, because I was just being a concerned
Yeah,
mother.
but the way you could look at it too, Judy, though, is that if you're by you knowing nothing was wrong with it, so you were okay. But if there was somebody that was doing that to their child, wouldn't you be more? Wouldn't you be more if they asked you the question? If they asked your daughter those questions, even though they were hard for your daughter to be asked them, but let's just say when you say you're not going to leave your daughter alone, what if the next person, what if there is an abuse going on and they won't leave the room, like because of that? You know what I mean?
Well, I
So
think I was more insulted because I asked around, and if there was 5 pediatricians in the area, 4 of them wouldn't have done that. Mine did. Okay,
right, then that's different.
that bothered me. So I think after that I changed pediatricians. I didn't like his style. I didn't like the way he treated me after I questioned him on it. And I'll guarantee you, had something happened to my daughter when I wasn't home, where she walked in the door and said, "I just fell off my bike," Had something had happened to her while I was at work, if I had any questions in my mind that my husband could have done something, some bitch wouldn't have been there when I got back from the pediatricians, I'll guarantee you. I would not tolerate anybody mistreating my daughter or anyone hurting my child. You know what I mean? And, but they don't know that about me no more than I know what they're doing. So I guess it was just a agree to disagree situation, and I wasn't really happy with this agree to disagree situation. Sorry I brought that up.
No worries. No, I think we've had very good conversations today. And then I actually had to do another house. So I've already started the house that I have to be out of my bed by 6:30 in the morning tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah. To be at a house by 7.
Why so early?
Because I have one house I have 2 houses that have to be done by 4, and they both take 6 hours to do. So I had to start one tonight so that when I get there tomorrow it's easy peasy to just do it.
Yeah. So it's
And
not a 6-hour session. Is that what you're saying?
I'm trying to get, and then I brought home some of the laundry, and I'm doing it now so that when I leave tomorrow, I can just throw it back in the bag and go right off to the next one. So I'm trying to make it all better.
Yeah, you're trying to make it efficient.
Yep, I'm trying to use all my bells and whistles that I have.
Yeah. Yeah, why sit there for 2 hours doing laundry when you could have sat home and done it?
Yeah, like that's what I was gonna say. When she's like, "We'll go start the laundry tonight," and then she's like, so I was pulling all the beds, and I'm like, "Why would I sit? Why would I pull all the laundry and then have it sitting there where I can now have to wait 2 hours to do it in the morning? When I'm like, I could just take it home and do it like that, and then I could be all done by. So when I go in, I just have to make the beds and then I started one load there, but I just have to make the beds as opposed to having to start fresh again at 7. So now hopefully tomorrow, if I get there at 7, I will have 2 hours already halfway done. So it won't be that bad.
Halfway done, it should be all done if you brought it home.
Well, yeah, no, I only have one load there that I have to do. Like it's in the washing machine, so I'll have to dry one. But yes, you're right.
Well, maybe your towels or something is what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I can make all the beds while that's drying.
Right.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So yes, I'm trying to do trying to make it all perfect so that when I leave at 6 in the morning, I'll be ready to go. But I'm like,
yeah. Well, you're thinking ahead anyway.
Yes, trying to use my and then I got Christmas presents. Let's see what I got for Christmas from my aunt or my grandma.
You haven't opened it yet?
No, I didn't. I got it. I just got it right now. Okay, so I'm opening it up. Oh, how cool!
Well, we don't know.
I got a spinning design. Spinning design. Wind spinner. Cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and I got another one of these, which you got us last year, so that's cool. Oh, I guess I don't know I'll have to figure it out. But cool. Awesome. I can put those up next summer.
Or you could hang it up in your living room right now.
I could do that. I don't have anywhere to hang it right now, but
where the sun won't get to it and start destroying the colors.
Yeah. Cool. I love it. And then I got a ball thingy of some sort. Oh, and I was gonna work on. You know what I thought about the other day? Because someone mentioned my son got one kind of thing. I was like, I haven't played with my blocks in a while, Judy.
Oh, Jesus. Not the
No,
block.
those blocks saved me a lot of time and frustration.
They caused you some time and frustration, too.
Yeah, but different frustration.
Oh, whatever you say, Megan.
Yes. It's my world and I get to live in it.
You go right ahead.
And I like my butterflies
And
and
I have
rainbows.
no idea how many people could enter your world and put up with it.
Well, 21 to be exact.
21.
That's how many people are in here.
Oh, I get you.
See, you got my joke there, Judy?
Yeah, I got it. I thought you only had 21 people that knew you. I thought that was pretty impossible. I always figure that presents from grandma should be fun or predictable. My grandmother on my mother's side, my mama passed away when I was very young, so I don't remember a lot of gifts from her. But my grandmother on my father's side, we knew just about every Christmas we were getting homemade mittens. And although at the time homemade mittens weren't the big smash hit, I think about it now and realize how precious that gift was.
Hold on. I just sent you something, Judy.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, by God, you did.
Are you reading it?
Where's this from, Megan?
Um,
I'm going to have to read it better later. Oh,
No, the context behind it.
yeah, I'll have to read it closer later.
Yeah. I also sent it to Crazy Mama.
Well, good. Crazy Mama will take care of that shit. You can send it to Art. Don't leave her out of it.
Uh, brought up. That's what I tried to say.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh,
But again, send it to
yeah.
her.
I'll send it. Yeah. I'm just curious.
I don't understand it.
Huh?
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It's like talking about Mars during our conversation.
I know.
Huh?
Well, I just happened to see it. That's why I sent it to you.
Yeah. Well, the girls will understand it better, I'm sure.
I swear to God, it never ends.
Art's a Art's a smart little chickadee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't made mittens in a while, Moon. I should make up some for next year. I haven't done any crafts in a couple of years. I've really got to get back to crafting so I can get my mind straight.
I want to know what now.
Hmm?
Oh, someone. She's like, I want to know it. No, it's just it's nothing because I don't know the context behind it. I don't know anything about it.
Well, you could send it to Crime and Crochet. There's no big thing.
Yeah, I could do that.
That she's not going to hurt anything. Besides that, she's a good sleuther.
I will send it to her.
If anybody wants to know what's going on, I'll tell you without telling you. Somehow, Megan acquired a screenshot of somebody's conversation, and her son was mentioned, and she doesn't get the context of it all, and that's what she's questioning. That's of course, more in the past few weeks. Yeah,
Secrets, I'll tell you. There's nothing. It's really not like I'll
I
tell
just
you.
told you what it was.
Oh,
I just told them that you received or you acquired a screenshot of conversation that's going on where your son was mentioned and you questioned it. There,
oh,
that's the end of
yeah,
it. That's all.
yeah.
It's factual. If she showed you the screenshot right now, you'd see that I was 110% correct. And there's nothing. We're at a loss for the context of it, I guess, which is what we're saying.
Hi, Kim
Doesn't make
member.
any doesn't make any sense to us.
Judy, someone's asking you a question.
I'm reading the chat. What is it? Oh,
Just
here it
Judy,
is. What
what
kind
kind
of
of
crafts
craft?
do I do? Oh my god, it'd be a little bit easier about what kind of crafts I don't do. When I was about 5, I started knitting. When I was about 7 or 8, I started crocheting, and it's all gone downhill from there. I did give a niece of mine all my crochet cotton and some of my county cross stitch patterns. There's a couple that I had paid quite a bit of money for that are beautiful pictures that I saved. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, so I decided to, and she wanted to do it, and she's got children, and she couldn't afford the supplies, so I gave it all to her. Um, what else? I do jewelry making. That's one of my later ones.
I
Um,
know, and I've seen some of the jewelry that she has done, and it's gorgeous, guys. Gorgeous.
I've done crewel embroidery in my day. Uh, crochet is not any different than knitting. You're just using a different tool. And the biggest reason why people have a hard time crocheting, and I'll say it, is they're never instructed on how to hold the crochet hook correctly. They all grab the hook and use as a beginner and hold the hook the way they think it should be held because it's easier for them to control it. No, you got to learn to hold the hook the way it's a little bit harder to hold in the beginning, but once you get used to it, you can crochet like a madman. I don't condemn people for holding the hook a different way. When I was taught, my grandmother was insistent that I hold that crochet hook like a pencil, and I kept trying to sneak holding it overhanded, just holding the shaft of it overhanded, and she'd see me and she'd say, "Hold that hook right." And for a whole day, she stayed right on me. I mean, right on me. And the next day, I got up and she was sitting next to me, and I went, "Oh Jesus, I better hold this damn hook right." So the second day, I held it right. On the third day, I went to grab it incorrectly, and I couldn't. I couldn't do nothing with it. So I went to holding it right, and then after a week, I couldn't believe how people were holding it the incorrect way. So the incorrect way is a little bit easier, but the point is you're moving your whole arm to control it. Whereas if you're holding it like a pencil, you're only using your hand to hold on to it, and you're only using your wrist. But I say that in front of Crime and Crochet. She creates beautiful things, and she might not hold it the way I'm saying to hold it, but she's either going to agree or disagree. But that's the way my grandmother taught me. Do you hold it like a pencil, Crime? Crime's not talking to me. I must have made her angry.
No, she's busy working on something for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's spoofing.
Good for her.
So she's a little busy at the moment because we're trying to find out context. Now I'm back to folding. I'm folding the laundry that I have to take tomorrow and put on a bed. Which
There
some
you
people
go.
say, why do I fold the laundry if I'm going to put it into a bag and then take it right back out tomorrow? because then I know what I have, I know where it's supposed to go, and I know it's dry and clean and has no um, stains on it. And my boss goes, I don't, because she just shoves it in bags, and I can't stand that. I'm like, why do you do that? Drives me nuts.
I also make quilts. I also taught myself how to hand sew a quilt together. I also have done, ooh, what's the name of it? Uh, the other name for it, it's called in quilting. It's called white on white, but there's another name to it that would make more sense to you. But what it is that to take a piece, say, of ecru or white material, and they will put a drawing on that white piece. Then you quilt down the the picture that you just drew on that white piece, and you're quilting it with the same color thread, so that when you get done, it looks like when you lay it out, it's like an imprint of a design. If that makes sense to you, how I'm trying to explain it.
Yeah.
So the stitching in the quilt is the design. It's not that you cut 9 blocks and put them together 3 by 3, where that, how you sew it together could be the pattern, is what I'm saying. This is plain white material, say, or a little bit off white, and you use the same color thread. And
Now
I'll get
you did this on a sewing kit, like a
no,
sewing.
I did that on a quilting frame.
Oh, I can I have my own sewing machine, but I've never been able to use it
Why?
because I can't. I just never have been able to like sit down and do anything on it.
Well, here's what, if I was there, first thing I would do is I'd sew with it. If it's a piece of
Oh,
crap sewing machine, I'm going to tell you it's a piece of crap sewing machine. It's only good for quick mending and stuff like that. If you're going to seriously sew, you have to have a nice sewing machine, so that gives you the best. It gives you. Now, I don't mean an expensive machine like mine. Back in the day, my machines are old, but back in the day, I had money when I was working, and I bought some very expensive machines. No doubt.
I don't even know.
My sewing machines are Husqvarnas.
I don't know what mine is. I could
And
love to right here.
when you sew on that machine, there's no clunking. It's computer driven, the brains, and when you hit the gas pedal, it's just like instead of plunk 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 plunk. There's different advantages.
I have my sewing machines there, right there.
What kind is it?
I don't know. Do you want me to get it down and look at it?
You don't have to, but I'm just saying you don't know what kind it is.
No, I can get it down. Hold on. I haven't done it I've never even opened it since I've been in this house. Never been moved. Okay, I got it down. Opening it up. It is a
Probably a singer or brother.
no, it's a Kenmore.
Well, Kenmore. Kenmore. Kenmore back in the day was just a name put on a fairly good. Well, they put them on cheap equipment or a fairly good piece of equipment, and they would just put the Sears name on it. Kenmore is usually pretty good for sewing
There it
machines.
is. Can you see it?
Yep, I can see it. I've never sewn on one, but give me an up close of the stitches. Well, it's not too bad. It's got your basic stitches on there and a few other. Yep, I think you do okay on it as long as it sews nice and easy. I mean, if it sews without the kaplunk sound. You know what I mean?
Well, one of these days I'll have to make something on it, and we'll do a whole live on my sewing machine and me making something on it.
Well, if you're going to do that, I would suggest you make a few quilt blocks. I would suggest you listen to me on how to do it, and I would suggest you have an iron ready.
Okay. I have an iron.
There you go.
As for right now, though, I'm putting it back up in the way back of my closet so that it doesn't
Yeah,
end up broken.
yeah, no problem. But a
Hold on.
sewing machine,
There we go. We're back in action. It's
a
at that.
sewing machine is a personal preference, taste, just like anything else. Hi, Sifa.
Hi, Sifa.
Um, if some people like to crochet with wooden hooks, some people like metal hooks, some people like acrylic hooks, which is the same thing in knitting. It's the same thing. And then they came out with a square wood knitting needle. It's all personal preference. That's all it is.
Oh, I can't wait to get my hair done. It's so awful right now.
Well, just look forward to it. Now you know you're going to get it done.
I am looking forward to it.
See, I don't color my hair because number one, I don't like it when it grows out. And some of the things I was suggesting I do with it would have been a big growing out process to, you know what I mean? And there's no say you can put a dye back in it to restore your old color while it grows out. So I just stay away from it. And the only time I have colored my hair was with temporary when I was younger, just because I like the way your hair feels after you dye it. It
Yeah.
feels it feels all of a sudden healthy, which doesn't make sense because you just put chemicals on it. But or the rinse after you dye it is it's very it's like the best cream rinse in the world. It seems.
I
Your
know.
hair,
That's why I can't. That's what, like, when I go there, I'm always like, what do they use? Because, like, it's always like they have everything that makes your hair be perfect, like the way you want it to
Sifa would
be.
know that. That'd be a good question for Sifa.
Well,
He
maybe when
knows
I go
what they
there,
do.
I'll have them tell me what on Discord what it is they use.
No, that or Sifa can tell you.
Because I want to. I need for my hair. I need to know what I can make it. How I can make it pretty all the time.
Yeah, you're right, Leopard. But for somebody like me who has sewn on a couple expensive machines, to go backwards. Like when I first started sewing, a sewing machine, man. Like you said, you thread it, it sews. I'm all there. Then when you sew on the higher price machines, it's like riding in a used, mm, rusty Pinto, and then getting into a Rolls Royce. You know, you can get from A to B with it, but the ride sure is easier. What do beauticians use, or what do they use to condition your hair after it's colored that makes it feel so good?
Yeah, like what do they put in your hair like when they're like conditioning it? Like what do they use a product that like because like it's always so nice after you have it cut and colored. I guess it's just the cut though makes a difference too.
Well,
It
no,
takes all the
the coloring, when they put chemicals in your hair and then they put a rinse in it, there's a certain feel to that. The type of dye it's used, but often they will do a protein bonder and something, and sometimes coconut oil. Megan, she's gone. I read it to her and she's gone. What the hell? Megan?
I'm back. Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
So if I answered you, I read it to you, but you were gone on
It
your own
depends on the
now.
type of hair dye that they use. Often they will use protein blonder and sometimes blender and sometimes oil or coconut oil. Yeah, I'll have to ask them what they use because I think I'm going to buy the product that they put on it this time so that I can try to do it when I get home the same
Yeah,
way.
keep the feeling going.
Mm-hmm. Because it makes my hair so soft and healthy for that day. But I think it has a lot to do with the shampoo that they use too. But I'll ask them. It'll be a learning experience. And then I have to decide on a hairstyle that I like now. Because I have long enough hair where I can have it however I want it. Hi, Dana.
Oh, he's talking to his boss. He has us paused. Hold on, he says.
Oh. See, I would still be doing laundry if I was at that house. Because I'm still
Yeah.
doing it here.
Yeah. At least you
And
can
then,
get in your jammies and get comfortable.
yeah.
Or eat or do something in between.
Yep. I got fudge today.
Fudge?
Yep. My aunt sent fudge home.
What kind?
Chocolate. Just to,
I'm pretty fussy about fudge and how it's made. I like a
well,
softer fudge.
she made the soft fudge.
Yeah.
See, I'll show you. See?
Yeah. That don't mean you had to eat it.
I just did.
I know you did. Mm.
I lost my ATM card again, Judy.
I swear you gotta take a paper punch and put a round circle in the corner of that bitch and hang it around your neck.
I should.
Or put it in a plastic sleeve and hang the sleeve around your neck. Jesus.
Well, I do that. I put it in my sweatshirt pocket and I never see it again.
You love that. You lose that ATM machine more than I can't think of what I lose that often. Because I forget passwords. Yeah, that's a good one. I think my favorite fudge when I was a little girl, which they'd have at my mother didn't like making it. They'd have it at the Christmas fairs, was Divinity. But my
Yeah.
favorite fudge is peanut butter first, and I don't particularly care for peanut butter, but I like peanut butter fudge and I like chocolate fudge, and I like it when they put a layer of each in the same square.
I curse the age of passwords. I cannot remember passwords if my life depended on it. Judy, I was like, what? I was like, we switched sides.
I didn't do it.
I know, I must have done it when Crazy was here.
Well, you know damn well I can't do it.
All right, guys, I have to head to bed because and I'm going to read my book for about 10 minutes, and then I'm waiting for the laundry to turn over, and then I'm going to sleep because I have to be up early and be out of the house by 7 o'clock in the morning, which is only 10 hours away. So I have to get up several times to change over or one more time to change over the dryer.
And you know damn well you ain't going to read that book for 10 minutes.
No.
Right.
I know, but because I've been trying. I'm on chapter.
No, what I meant by that is it's hard to read 10 minutes of a book. You'd spend more time on it.
Yes, and that's what I'm exactly. And so I have to stay awake to change over the dryer, but then I'm falling right back asleep after that. So yes,
Right.
because I wear a wig. Yes, because I wear a wig. What is it? What do you mean? Unbiased? I think she might be behind.
Yeah.
I don't know
All
what
right.
that meant.
I'm going to let you go. I'll talk to you later then. Everybody have a good night.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
guys. Have a good one. I don't know what you mean, unbiased. I think you might be behind. Good night, everybody. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Good night.